Hello, let me just work. Sound is good. So tonight, I'll let you figure out what we're sneaking into, but to give you some context, the Tranzact Card appears to be a bank card that provides its users with a unique reward system. For every dollar spent using the Tranzact Card, the user receives a matching Z-Buck. These Z-Bucks are meant to double the user's buying power either within a specific network or for certain products and services. The concept is positioned as enhancing both spending and saving power for cardholders. However, alongside the promotional material, there are multiple red flags associated with the Tranzact Card. There have been claims labeling it as a possible, and I think it is, a multi-level marketing scam, with reports of unauthorized credit card transactions and a focus on recruitment or earning money through referrals rather than the card's financial services. This skepticism, hello, it's me, is based on user testimonies and discussions from sources like LinkedIn and Reddit and YouTube and etc., etc., etc. Given this context, while the Tranzact Card makes itself as an innovative financial product designed to benefit its members and a rewarding spending experience, potential users should exercise caution and conduct thorough research considering the concerning feedback available online. That was a mouthful. Hello. The scams just get scammier. Yes. I did see the breaking news. Now again, one thing my dad was talking to me about, because we were talking about this, is that there's lots of banks that have data breaches. And obviously, I don't know what their security level's like at Tranzact Card, but I put the blame, the main blame on hackers. Secondary blame if you have a poor security infrastructure for protecting your users' bank information. And thirdly, multi-level marketing company can go kick rocks. So do y'all want to read it? Well, do we have time? We do have time. We can read it. How's everyone doing? Hero. Left. Oh, wrong. Lock. How do I change this? Unlock. There we go. Google. Is this? So close. So close. Yikes, sorry. Issues. This is the screen that will be on. There we go. Pretty close. All right. Behind. $32,000 Tranzact accounts breached, user data for sale. And again, sorry, I wish I could view this without the ads, but I know the ads help the owner of the site. Tranzact Card has allegedly been breached. As per a January 28th post on Breach Forums, a new user going by 𝐓𝐇�絵𝐅𝐔𝐋 is selling 48,000 credit card numbers submitted to Tranzact Card. At time of publication, the Tranzact Card breach remains unconfirmed. 𝐓𝐇�絵𝐅𝐔𝐋, and those are in quotes, however, claims to have obtained details connected to 32,000 Tranzact accounts. This is my surprise face. We're going to be taking a look in somebody's Zoom call, but that's why we're early, so I can make... Well... Sorry. Oh, I made these too small. Yikes. Let me put these down here. Hello, chat. Okay. I'm going to put chat over here for a second. These included email addresses, usernames, DBOs, and customers, card details, purchase gift card details, phone numbers, passwords, IP addresses, and, quote, many more, end quote. Tranzact Card's now likely changed back-end database and website login credentials are also included with the sale. Across the 32,000 Tranzact Card accounts breach, 𝐓𝐇�絵𝐅𝐔𝐋 claims to have 48,000 credit card numbers with CVV. So in my mind, we can assume that somebody got a ghost account underneath themselves so that they could benefit off of purchases and have an account, have a card that they would make money off of, in my opinion. Tranzact Card's website linked official Twitter profile doesn't exist. Love it. Birdie. Yep. I didn't mean to slurp. I'm waiting for my pop filter to come in. Allegedly, I sold both of my microphones. The other one, I'm waiting for the other person to message me back, but I sold that one upstairs that makes me rage. They were stoked to have it, so it's in a new home. An unverified sample of the breach data has been posted to JustPaste. At time of publication, there have been no public comments from Tranzact Card acknowledging the breach, and this was posted today. So I wonder what's going to happen in the Zoom call at 8 p.m. Hi, Aya, how are you? In my head, I've been saying Aya so long, I'm like trying to fix it. What's up, Jessica? Don't y'all think that because there's 32,000 accounts breached and there's 48,000 numbers, that could mean that an individual had multiple cards in their own account, so that it would be like a ghost credit card for themselves? Yes. Mm-hmm. At least that's what I think. We had leftover stew for dinner and I made fresh cornbread to go with it. Tranzact Card hasn't published a press release on its website since October 23rd. The last post on Tranzact Card's official Facebook page is dated January 23rd. Tranzact Card's website linked official Twitter profile or X profile doesn't exist. You had cornbread too? Let's go. All right, let me put this back up here. Hi, Al. What's up? Okay, let me go back to here because I need to sneak in. Hopefully, we're going to be able to. Okay. Copy link. Paste. God dang it. Oh my God. Oh dear God. No, you're working. Something is wrong. Please hold. It starts at 8 p.m. Now we're good. Okay. Paste. Cancel. If you are sneaking into a Zoom call and you're trying to capture the audio, you need to refuse it to open in the app. You want to view it in your browser. So you press launch meeting twice. You say cancel. Then at the bottom, you're going to see this option. Join from your browser. What's my name going to be? I can't tell you my name. Hold on. Okay. It starts at 8 p.m. We'll see what happens. Let's check in with the live chat. Gotta sleep. 3:30 comes early. Have a good sleep, Al Trucker. For sure. I do too. I even feel worse because not only did they get hacked, they've fallen in with a multi-level marketing company where it's already twisty, in my opinion. Oh, some people are having to pay for things on multiple cards. Part of me is like, yeah, that makes sense. And the other part of me, having had ghost accounts in the past, I just feel so strongly that it's a ghost account. Ashley Jones just upgraded their membership. Let's go. Let me see if my sounds work.
Well, we're moving on up to the side, to the deluxe apartments in the sky.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my windshield wipers. That's all I can do. I kind of bop around and clean the screen, you know? I have been told about groups like Tranzact Card where it's a point-based system and you get other people to sign up with you and you shop through an app to get discounts, and then you get a discount on, or you get more points based off of how many people you sign up. But Tranzact Card is a whole different level. That's true. That's true. Good point, Hannah. 32,000 accounts and 48,000 credit card numbers. Good point. I think, Hannah, you are correct. Barbie, Hero, 8 months. Let's go. Let's see. Do y'all think I have to have my... I don't think I have to have this on, do I? It's going to start at 8. I started early. I'm sorry. We can watch something about Tranzact Card. Here we go. YouTube. Can I tell you something that happened? When I posted my Amway video, the like redo of the one I did in 2022, guess who scrubbed their YouTube page after I did my video? Not this past one, but when I originally streamed it. The IBOA International, which is an Amway associated team or like reward system, they scrubbed their entire YouTube page. You can go look at it on my video, and then you can go look here. It's gone. I looked at this page on my Amway video, and there were hundreds of videos, and now, nothing. Oh, cool, Emberry. What, Jessica? What did I miss? Got my acceptance of my resignation from my former MLM today. Let's go. What soundbite would you like? We've got kazoos. We've got funny sounds, which are like lots of ones that are kind of campy. Oh, here we go.
Ooh, prepare to be sick of me. Prepare right now to be sick of me.
Tranzact Card. Oh, Julie Anderson's number 1. Then Chelsea. Tranzact Card. Okay. Just want a short one. Larry. Dang. These guys have this little team going on. Nothing short, though. 5-minute customer only video. Okay, what's this? Let's see.
Welcome to Tranzact Card, and congratulations on being one of the first people to find out how now banking changes forever. What do I mean by that? Well, Tranzact Card is a positive social impact approach to banking. We're helping our members to fight back against financial headwinds like high interest rates, high inflation, and so much more. We are a banking platform with member benefits for everyone, like a private secure banking app with an attached bank card. But this is not like any other bank card you've ever seen. Instead of just giving points or cash back, this bank card gives you more powerful rewards that double your buying power. You see, every dollar you spend with your Tranzact Card earns you a matching 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐓𝐅𝐔𝐋. And inside our online marketplace, every 𝐓𝐶buck is worth an actual dollar. So let's take this example.
No, technically, it's more complicated than that. I explained it in the intro, but like, you use your 𝐓𝐶bucks on pre-approved things inside the Transactosphere. And if the products aren't there to buy stuff with, then you don't get to use your 𝐓𝐶bucks. Yeah, I saw that. I looked at it. I watched the video. It's wild. I looked at it more as a attempt to push Julie Anderson into going live Because if they were serious about attempting to get her to stop, the lawyer would have sent the cease and desist, not say like, hey, instead of legal action, why don't we live stream together? Like, unprofessional, and I hope she does not get sued. Because it's fair use and it's her opinion. Yes, it's like a rewards card store.
Let's assume you went to the grocery store and you bought about $70 in groceries. Well, if you use your Tranzact card to pay, congratulations. You just earned 70 Z-Bucks for your $70 purchase. And you can now take your Z-Bucks to go spend inside the Z Club. What's the Z Club? It's an e-commerce platform that we are currently building and scaling to have hundreds of thousands of products
Currently building, not yet done. Okay.
that you can save money on by using Z-Bucks.
It seems to me that when you go to, let's say, Chuck E. Cheese, and you're playing all those games, you're spending money and you're getting rewards for doing stuff, and then you go into the store to trade in your tokens or your tokens on your little card, that you're overpaying for things that are a lot cheaper. So is it actual equal value, and are there actual good things to buy in the Tranzact store? I don't know. I'm not a Tranzact customer. Oh my God. This is what they have to offer. Competitive retail price shoes, competitive retail price electric bike, competitive retail price diapers.
Doubling your buying power is easy. Just imagine you were looking for some shoes and you went to the mall or went shopping online and found the shoes that you like, and they cost about $100. What if you could get
Rutro, thank you so much for being a monetary supporter for 8 months. Rutro said, Z-Bucks, so silly. Sounds like they're talking to a third grader. Go get a prize from the treasure chest. Yep. We're going to find out more tonight, I hope.
Then go log in to the Z Club right on your phone and find those same shoes, but now you could use 25 Z-Bucks to buy them down from 100 to just 75. That's a true $25 value. Now maybe you're looking for something a little bit bigger, like an e-bike. What if you could get a $699 e-bike and buy it down with 245 Z-Bucks, so it was only 454 after the Z-Bucks?
Let's go.
And what about everyday items like diapers? What if you could get a $53 box of diapers and buy it down with 27 Z-Bucks, so it was only $26 out of pocket? How cool would that be?
I've got a question.
And we're talking about all kinds.
Are you not allowed to buy it for 53 Z-Bucks because you're only allowed to put so many Z-Bucks towards an item? Can I tell you my conspiratorial idea? They get things approved, and the company's willing to place it on Tranzact Card's store for a little bit lower price. And then Tranzact Card makes it a competitive price for the customer to look at, that they could buy it here. But the 27 Z-Bucks for Tranzact Card, they're actually only giving up half that amount. I'm being convoluted. They're only giving up half that amount. So even though you're spending 27 Z-Bucks, Tranzact Card is actually only losing a little bit less. So they're still making money by you purchasing through the store. They're not having to reward you as high as they would because they're inflating the value of the Z-Bucks. That doesn't make sense. I'm not explaining it well. Gaga. I'm setting up our e-commerce platform at work. Know what we're not doing? Advertising it to our customers before it's ready. Targeting parents. Yep.
Kinds of popular brands, everyday items, and even luxury items.
756.
So
Hold
many
on.
ways to benefit so many families. Now, the other fun part of the Z Club is what we call flash
Hold on.
sales. These are first come, first serve opportunities that pop up.
Okay, let me. Okay. Um, where's the chat? Who's this dude? Can't hear you. You're muted. Crap, crap, crap. Why can't I not hear this? I know why.
He took the midnight train going anywhere.
We're gonna get booted. Oh my god. Sorry, figured it out. I'm just gonna make him bigger so that he can be the full size. Now this is Aaron. Aaron. Do you think he can see me?
For a smile. On and on and on.
𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐔𝐆 upstairs watching TV. He's kind of mopey since when my mom goes out of town. That's music they're playing. 𝐓𝐶𝐆 could sing this for us. Yes, Brandy Lee. He's got little lights up there. He's got a sliding door. Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Okay. I'm scared he can see me. He would only see my green screen and my mic, but I don't know. I'm nervous. Aaron Whittier? Very distracting background. I don't know what's going on with the blue cloth and there's no live chat. If we get booted, we're screwed. Quagmire's Bachelor Pad, Family Guy. Yeah. Unstable network connection. Is it me? Oh, God. Ah! Oh. You got to pump yourself up when you're in a scam, allegedly. I can pretend we got music too. Don't stop believing in our non-existent card. Okay. I love that Key and Peele skit. Yep. He's got a blue Yeti. Y'all can't. He's singing hardcore. I wonder why I can't pull it down further. Hold on. Do-do-do.
All right, I know you're probably all singing along. Yeah, it's one of the best songs ever created. Man, I can't believe how old Steve Perry is, man. I saw a picture the other day.
I'm scared.
Man, we're all getting older. All right, well, welcome everybody. My name is Aaron Whittier. Welcome to our Tranzact Card overview tonight. I don't know if this is the first time you're invited here to see a presentation and overview about our company by someone excited, you know, if you're here, or if it's maybe the second, third, fourth time maybe, or if you're a brand new
MLM
person in our company, welcome. I'm excited to be here with all of you tonight on a Tuesday evening. I know you could be anywhere, but you're here with me to see our company Tranzact Card. So I'm going to go through a quick little presentation tonight, give you a little information about what our company and who our company is, what our mission is, and what we're doing. And then you're going to have a decision to make. Really, it's coming down to a decision of, whether you see something you're excited about, as excited that we are. And you have the opportunity to, maybe partner with us or, spread the word as well. So my story is very simple. Been an entrepreneur now for 27 years. I live in Maryland, and last 4 years, I went into health insurance sales, stepped away from direct sales. I went into health insurance sales, built a health insurance business because frankly, I love selling products, doing different things, services, but it wasn't anything really exciting that really stood out to me. So, but before I ended or paused my career in direct sales, I did some consulting with a direct sales company, helping them build out their.
His audio, does it sound warbly to y'all too?
Now, John has been in the industry for, a lot longer than I've been. He's been in since '85. Him and I developed a relationship, built a bond in that company for about 2.5, 3 months, building out that comp plan. Well, he reached out to me about 8 months ago and said, Aaron, listen, I know we haven't talked in a while, but listen, you have to see something. This has never, ever been done before. And frankly, we could be the next disruptor. Now, I know you guys all have seen disruptors in the past decade, but when I heard that, didn't really pique my interest enough until the second time he told me. The second time he said, Aaron, you have to see this. This has never, ever been done before. And frankly, this could be the next disruptor. Now, I say that twice so you can hear it twice because that caught my attention. So I jumped on a Zoom with John and I asked him a lot of questions, saw a presentation, and I tried to poke holes in it because frankly, when I heard it, when I saw everything, I thought it was too good to be true. I've never seen anything like it. And I've seen pretty much just about everything in our industry over, 27 years. And I got to tell you, after learning about what the company was doing and how they were doing it, and that was a really important thing, is to understand the whole ecosystem of the company. I was literally in this chair shaking, saying, oh my gosh. Like
shaking with greed, shaking with what? Was your blood sugar low? Like, I don't believe you for 1 second.
It was special. The timing of it, what they were doing, everything about it just blew me away. And I got to tell you, the last 8 months has been the most exciting 8 months of my career in this industry. So
give me words.
With that being said, it's time to show you a little presentation here. So let me go ahead and share my screen here for you and show you a little slideshow presentation here. So our company is called Tranzact Card. So who are we, right? So we are a positive social impact approach to banking. I know it sounds kind of funny to say that, but we really are. So we have several vehicles of creating positive social impact here, okay? So what's neat about our company is we have our co-founder, Peter Rance. He's got 45 years in the banking arena. Now, this gentleman's very connected. He's not a banker, more of a connector. He's very sought after.
Y'all don't have a bank yet, so that would be surprising if you had a banker and didn't have a bank yet. But I guess here we are.
What's neat about not help the bigger banks, because the bigger banks are really, they control everything, right? And they're closing down a lot of smaller banks. So we're really to help out, the smaller people. So what's neat about us is we have a few different things that you can benefit from here. Now, I know a lot of you here, probably if not all of you on here, have some sort of credit card, right? And you may have those credit cards that give you points, cash back or points or miles and things like that. I think pretty much all of us have those cards. We have them because we want the value of what they can bring, right? If we're going to spend money on a credit card, we want something in return, right? So what's neat about our card, this Tranzact card, is nothing like it, doesn't even compare out there. So when you get this Tranzact card, okay, you have a lot of rewards here, okay? Now we're building out this Z Club, more bang for your buck. We also have this Evermore program, which makes every major credit card or debit card a Tranzact card. So what's the value of this Tranzact card? Well, every time you swipe this card, you spend $1, you get what we call a 1 Z buck per dollar. Okay. Now, instead of getting maybe 5% cash back, essentially in our ecosystem, you're getting 100% cash back. Think about that. Now, if you spend $100 on a credit card, right, and you might get $5 back on a really good card, it might get some miles, right, or some points, hotel rewards, whatever. But what if you spend $100 on a credit card and you had $100 you can spend again inside the ecosystem. Now, if you look,
Is the ecosystem like Chuck E. Cheese level or what? And are you still getting one over on your customers by having them purchase through it because you're not actually giving value of the equal Z Club Z bucks? Because I think that's the case.
the Z Club is, just about everybody now shops online. There are a lot of malls are closing, a lot of, brick and mortar stores are closing because Amazon really controls everything, right? And all these e-commerce sites are popping up. Why do we go to e-commerce sites? Well, it's really convenience and price, right? I mean, why go to the mall and get in your car if you can get something delivered to you tomorrow, right? Well, our Z Club is going to be very similar to an e-commerce site. We can go on there and you can buy things, but the value is incredible, right? So let's say you go spend $100 at the gas station or at the grocery store and you get 100 Z bucks and you want to go in and buy a pair of shoes in our e-commerce site. What's neat about this is now those Z bucks cost you nothing, right? You just use your credit card, right? Or your debit card, right? And you spend $100, you get a dollar for dollar Z bucks. Well, you can go on the Z Club and you can buy certain things and buy the price down, maybe 20 to 60% in some instances. So these shoes here, let's say they were $100 on Amazon, $100 at the local mall. Well, they're $100 in our ecosystem where you can apply 25 Z bucks that cost you nothing and save 25% in this example. Electric bikes, look at that savings, right? Diapers. What if you can save 50% on diapers?
No.
Listen, I got 3 girls now. They're all grown, but kids poop a lot, right? I mean, that's a lot of money. Diapers are expensive, right?
Buy my card. Kids poop a lot. Wow. Good job, Aaron.
That's a lot of money, but if you can save 50% in our ecosystem just by swiping a different card, that's incredible. We also have flash sales. The company buys a number of certain items like these Ray-Ban sunglasses that retail for $120. What if you could get a notification on your phone, on your app, your free app that we have, a notification saying flash sale? You go on there and you get there before they're all gone, and you have 120 Z bucks because you went shopping or you paid your utility bill, whatever you can pay with the Tranzact card. You get 120 Z bucks. You apply those 120 Z bucks that cost you nothing. And all you pay for is shipping and handling. But you get those Ray-Ban sunglasses essentially for free. Here's a bunch of people that got a bunch of different things: bags, speakers, VR headsets, merchandise, blankets, earbuds, water bottles, electric scooters. These people are all smiling. Why? Because they didn't pay anything. All they paid for was shipping and handling for all this stuff. Now, I'm smiling in this picture here because I got a $1,200 electric bike on a flash sale.
Did you forget shift?
Last summer. All I paid for was shipping and handling. This is Dr. John and Dr. Michelle Lay here. They got an all-expense paid cruise to the Bahamas this last December, along with 99 other people through our company, that all they paid for was $1,400 in Z-Bucks. Those Z-Bucks cost them nothing, and they got a free cruise, all-expense paid cruise.
There we go.
Just because they swiped a different card. The company's going to continue to do all these flash sales. You might be able to go on free trips just because you got Z-Bucks, okay? Here's some examples. We have a Z Club travel. We have a travel club, ladies and gentlemen, and there's no monthly fee to be part of this travel club. Just because you got Z bucks that cost you nothing, I keep saying that.
They do
you can
cost
go on
you
and buy the
something.
price down of hotels, resort condos, and soon private homes. Well, look at this value here. This Las Vegas Hilton Resorts World Z bucks. You can apply 331 Z bucks, get it down to 283 from $614. That's incredible. There's so many other things. This Cozumel cruise going April 29th through May 4th. There's still room here, ladies and gentlemen. But look at these deals. This is a travel for 2, Carnival 6-day Cozumel cruise, balcony cabin for 2, normally $1,900. You can get it for 52% off, applying Z-Bucks. Get it down to $900. It's incredible, right? So what's the value of this card? I think it's a huge value, $25 one time for life. If you get this card before the end of this month, you have one more day before February 1st. If you get this card, $25 for life. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any rewards cards with any value on them, the American Express Platinum is $695 annually. A lot of cards that give you 5%, 2%, 3% cash back. There's an annual fee. Card is $25 to double your buying power. There's not a card out there at all that really gives this kind of value.
Yeah.
In addition to that, you receive 500 Z-Bucks a week until evermore.
You know what Costco does when you go and buy, like, let's say you save up $400 in Costco cash. You go and you could buy a block of cheese for $12, and then they'll give you the remainder of your reward in cash. So tell me more, dude.
This value, this Z Club and this travel club, and they don't have to do anything different. They just got to swipe a different
I
card.
am. Sorry.
Well, you're gonna
Anna,
get 500
that was
Z
me.
bucks for every referral in addition to that.
I was making the ding sound for y'all coming in with hot comments.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I've been in the company 8 months, and I've gone to people and said, "Oh my gosh, you get this Tranzact card," and they go, "Well, sounds amazing, but listen, I got my American Express Platinum that they paid $695 for, and I use it for everything, and I spent $40,000 last year, and I got a free flight." And I'm like, $40,000, you get a free flight, but I love it. I don't want to switch cards. And I said, okay. Well, now I can go back to that person and say, listen, you can keep swiping that American Express Platinum and spend $40,000 getting a free flight. But in addition to that, for every dollar you spend, you can also get dollar for dollar Z-Bucks with that American Express card, that Discover card, whatever. Doesn't have to be a credit card. Could be a debit card as well. And all they have to pay, now, if you get this card before January 31st at midnight Mountain Standard Time, you're only going to pay $2.49 a month for this Evermore program. You can swipe whatever card you want, and you can get dollar for dollar Z-Bucks to spend in our Z Club with huge value. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely enormous. I mean, we're so excited about this. This is launching very, very soon here. So let's talk memberships here. The $25 we just talked about for the Tranzact Card member, plus $4.95 a month for the Evermore program after January 31st. But if you get it now, it's $2.95, and it's only $25 one time. You're never going to pay $25 for a year. In addition to that, you're probably here because you heard there's an incredible, never, ever been done before income opportunity here with Tranzact Card. So if the person that invited you here is excited, well, that's probably why, because we have some of the same benefits, ladies and gentlemen, as a bank has. Now, I'm going to say that again. We have some of the same benefits moving forward here as a bank would have. Think about it.
What about your members' numbers getting hacked? Do you guarantee what they lost if they lost anything?
Now, and it's only cost you $470 one time, plus your $25 once membership if you get started here soon. Now, you see that plus that $50 a month and a 10% service fee. That is no longer with us. We are no longer going to make people pay that as a marketing and tech fee or anything like that. So disregard that. Okay, so what does that mean where you get some of the same benefits as a bank, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, you probably all know every time you swipe a credit card or a debit card at any location, call it Target. We all know Target.
Who did this?
You spend $100 at Target.
Who formatted this slide? Get paid from evermore. Oh, is evermore like, oh God.
That money at. So if Target, you spend $100 at Target, Target keeps $97, $3 goes to Wells Fargo as an interchange fee. You probably know that. If you don't know that, now you probably understand why banks are the tallest buildings in every city, because they're making a ton of money every time we swipe our cards, ladies and gentlemen. So we talked about Peter Rancy, our co-founder, being connected to all these banks. Well, what if, because we have these relationships with these banks, what if every time someone swiped the Tranzact card, that these banks wouldn't keep the full 3%? They give it back to Tranzact Card and give it back to you and I. Think about that. I believe,
that's weird to me,
from our top gentleman, our good friend and mentor, Eric Allen, says this is the holy grail of entrepreneurship. Why? Because think about it. If you can make money every time someone swiped a card and paid all the stuff they normally pay, they're not buying anything different. They're not buying a product. You're not trying to sell them anything here. You're just saying swipe this card instead of a different card, and you're going to double your buying power. Okay, the value is incredible. It's the simplest thing you'll ever do. But by doing that, when they pay the utility bill, when they go get groceries, they go buy dinner for their family, they put gas in their car, okay, they're earning double. They're doubling the buying power, earning Z-Bucks to spend again. But you are making a little piece of every transaction. When I heard that, it blew me away. Now, what's neat about this is when you go out and share this card with people, and those customers that you have share the card with people, you're making money every time they're swiping the card. In addition to that, you can go out there and you can find other people just like you that see the value of getting the same value as some of the banks do, getting paid on swipes and other ways we get paid. You can go out there and you can spread the word, kind of like Uber did in the beginning. Uber said, listen, get the app, tell 3 friends about this Uber app, and we'll get you a free ride. Well, we're much better than Uber, ladies and gentlemen. You go out and spread the word with people. They say, listen, you got to see this. You got to see this company. It's incredible. And they open a digital branch as well. They're connected to you, and they go out and get customers, and those customers get customers, and those customers start swiping the card. They make money at their branch, and you also make money at your branch. It can compound all over the country very quickly, and soon the world, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we have our hands on. Nobody's ever done this before. So let's go change the world one swipe at a time. I just want to tell you how we're doing this and wrap this up for you.
Is it short?
It's very important to understand how the company's doing all this. All right. It's all about the swipes eventually. Okay. Now, the Evermore program, it's incredible to be able to go there and offer, you can use any card you want, swipe this card and get Z-Bucks. Okay. But given the value as a consumer to go on and save 20 to 60% on products you normally buy, think about that. I mean, when has a company ever said, if you walked into a store in a mall, said, hey, listen, we're not going to charge you retail today. We're going to give you 10 to 20% above wholesale just because we like you. It doesn't happen, right? They can't do that because they have to make money to keep the lights on, to pay their employees, right? Well, hey, we're changing the mold. We're going to let people save a ton of money in the Z Club. All right. So the consumers are winning. As entrepreneurs, we're winning like we've never won before. If you've ever been an entrepreneur, okay, there's nothing like this. It's blue ocean. In other words, nobody's doing it. Okay. By the time they figure it out, we're going to just be like, you think of, I was going to say Kleenex, but you think of, you think of Kleenex when you think of, blowing your nose, right? So, certain brands, we're going to be the company moving forward. So we win as entrepreneurs. The banks win. The people that walk into the banks win because those are smaller banks are fear of getting shut down. And I got to tell you, the timing of everything coming all together, people are going to win because people are hurting in our country. So get back to the person who invited you on. Become a customer at least, okay? Get that $25 for life that's going away tomorrow. And if you are interested in, becoming an entrepreneur, we do have a 30-day money-back guarantee, unconditional money-back guarantee. So, if you want to get in, there are some benefits of getting in before the end of the month, January 31st. Actually, a huge benefit of getting started. You know what I just say to people, listen, I know maybe it's your first time seeing this, or if you've seen a replay, if you don't understand it, don't worry about it. You can figure it out the next 30 days. And if you don't like it, get your money back. Okay. So you get nothing to lose. So with that, I appreciate you guys jumping on. We got almost 1,000 people on here tonight on a Tuesday night. You know what that tells me? It's a lot of excitement out here with our company. So get back to the person inviting you on. Thank you so much, you guys, for jumping on here tonight. Appreciate you all. You all have a great night. Take care. Take charge. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Holy guacamole, that was fast. All right. Well. Let's see. Aaron Whittier, MLM. AARON. He was in Nerium? Hold on. No. I don't want to see messages. Okay, here we go. All right. What? 1-star national marketing director with Nerium International. That's the guy who was just talking. Executive director Nerium. I guess he hasn't updated it. Silver executive with Rain Nutrition. What the hell's Rain Nutrition? Have we covered Nerium on this channel? I don't think so. Okay, we're going to snoop then. Let's go back here and let's search for Tranzact Card. Tranzact Card hides bank details from consumer. Richard Smith reportedly resigns from Tranzact Card. They've been covering this for a while. Okay. Let's look at Aaron Whittier. Oh, here's an old Nerium webinar. How interesting. I know we're doing Tranzact Card. I just want to hear what he was saying about Nerium before.
Hey everybody, Aaron Whittier in my car again. This is what I do my best work, obviously. Hey, I got a question for all of you. What if everybody you know that's on your list could go to a market party tonight in whatever town they're in, and they could see Mark Smith do the presentation? What if they could do that? What do you think would happen to your business? That's the question I have for you. So probably you guys are going, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing, right? No matter where they are in the country, Canada, Mexico, Korea, right? You can see Mark Smith tonight do a presentation. Pretty crazy, right? Well, listen, we have that opportunity in some respects.
Yes,
Mark
Bob.
Smith, and most of you guys probably know this. If you're going to see this video, that means you're probably plugged in. Mark Smith started a webinar this morning, every hour on the hour, started this morning at 8 a.m. And guys, if you haven't seen it yet, it's 27.
Mark Smith is a big guy or was a big guy in Nerium. So we're on a little bit of a rabbit trail because I want to see who was speaking for Tranzact Card tonight. It's this guy. And I want to see what kind of things he was saying when he was in Nerium, and then we're going to go back to Tranzact Card. So we're circling in a squirrel loop. So I can do pretty decent work in a car too, Brandy Lee.
Minutes. It's awesome. It's Mark Smith doing the presentation every hour in the hour. Mark and Jeff went over this on the NMD call today, guys. This is crazy, the opportunity we have to put people on these webinars any hour in the day. So a couple things, guys, that we want to do right now. If you have goals, just hit a certain rank by December 31st, hit a certain rank by, St. Louis. If you did your goals, great. You're probably fired up. You're excited about these webinars. If you haven't set those goals yet, go ahead and do them immediately. Before we know it, it's going to be the end of the year. Before we know it, it's going to be the holiday season. We're going to want, people are going to be wanting more money, right? So this opportunity we have now with these webinars are crazy. To set your goals in motion, I mean, it's unbelievable what we can do to call anybody on our list that hasn't seen Nerium or has seen Nerium to revisit Nerium. But you want to call everybody you know and say whatever you want to say. You can put it in your own words, but this is something that I may say is, let's just say I call, Mike. I say, hey, Mike, hey, it's Aaron. Hey, listen, you're not going to believe this. My company's doing something very, very special tonight. When are you free tonight? Now, notice how I didn't say, hey, my company's doing something very special tonight at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I didn't say that, right? Because you want to make it seem like it's a one-time event tonight. So ask Mike, hey, when are you free tonight? When are you free for, 30 minutes tonight? If he says, I'm free at 8, you're not going to believe this. My company's doing a special webinar presentation at 8 p.m. Can you be by your computer? That's how you want to handle it, guys. Okay, if they say 9, oh my gosh, perfect. That's exactly when we're doing the webinar tonight, right? So, guys, revisit your list. Go through your list. Find out who you can call immediately. Don't wait a week. Don't wait a month. Do it now. Why do you want to do it now? You want to give everybody on your list time to take advantage of these webinars also. This is an amazing way to build our business, guys. It duplicates very, very quickly. When you get somebody on a webinar and they see it, and they go, people will do what you did to them, right? They'll introduce people on their list the same way they were introduced. So they'll put people on these webinars, and then they'll put people on these webinars. Guys, there'll be people that...
Got it. So lie. Got it. So this is his YouTube channel. 6 videos. Nerium $50,000 to $750,000 bonuses. Ooh. Over 225 new bonuses were given out in Dallas, Texas, September 10th, 2015, ranging from $50,000 to $750,000. Over 200 of those bonuses were given out to Koreans. These Korean earned bonuses in just 30 days of the country being opened. Tell me Nerium's not a pyramid scheme, in my opinion. Okay. So we are looking at Tranzact. Tonight, the Zoom call was Aaron Whittier presenting the Tranzact opportunity. Then we went to his LinkedIn and looked that he was a 1-star national marketing director with Nerium. Now he is in Tranzact. So this is a little bit longer of a call, but I want to see. So now we're going to look at Let's see. Why am I seeing this stuff? The new face of banking. Why Tranzact Card now? An interview with Eric Allen. Top digital. So this guy's a top owner, and I think Aaron's covered him before. Someone has. Maybe Julie Anderson. KC Regional. Aaron Whittier, October 14th. This must have been Nerium. Co-founder of Tranzact Card, Richard Smith, talks about why join and build with Tranzact Card now. So this guy is the other co-founder. Got it. Clear. Richard Smith. Aren't there benefits to these cards, like American Express does specials with Ticketmaster and such? So there's some, but Tranzact has to do deals to have products listed on their website, or they have to bulk buy to be able to get them for a discount, because they can't just lose money by offering Z-Bucks. They have to get, for example, Aaron said on the live, we do these flash sales where you can get $120 Ray-Bans for 0 Z-Bucks. And I'm sure there are some flash sales like that. But in my opinion, Tranzact Card is buying things at a discount in bulk or doing agreements where even though you spend $1, you get $1 for Z-Bucks, the product isn't worth the $6.99 or the $7.99 or whatever it is, because they bought it at a bulk price. So even though they're trading that $1 back in for what you spend, they're not having to reward at an actual dollar for dollar ratio. They are getting to say, oh yeah, you got to trade out 14 Z-Bucks when maybe it only cost them 1 Z-Buck or like $1 to get that product. And so the customer who's getting the Z-Bucks has to trade in so much more to be able to get those things. Z-Bucks aren't free bucks. That's such a good, lingo. Maybe they are. It looked like they had some good things, but I don't know. It's twisty. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Kia's World has the best sound bites. 30 days of being open, but people warned big. I smell a scam. Yep. Let's see. I think we've seen this guy, Richard Smith. I guess I want to see what Richard Smith was in before Tranzact. Richard. And then they're saying he allegedly resigned from Tranzact as a CEO. That is on Behind MLM. He was convicted of securities fraud in 2010, so we might not need to look into him that much. There's also someone who has looked at Tranzact Card called Assistance Refund. That they look like they've done a kind of deep dive video into that. Aaron Whittier has a bunch of YouTube pages. This is Aaron Whittier's second YouTube page. And this is his second Nerium page with his reposts. I'm not going to look at it, don't worry.
Hello, everybody. This is Aaron Whittier, one-star National Marketing Director here in Maryland. Today, we wanted to take the time to show everyone how to do a proper
So he's on the internet places. Let's see. Tranzact. Here we go. We need an incognito window. Aaron Whittier. Tranzact. So the same things are coming up. Let's do this week. Join us for Team Coaching Saturday. Z Team Family.
Well, good morning. Good morning, Cassie and Denise Cordero. Good morning, Regina. Donna Patterson, how are you? Suzanne Kitchens, good morning. Tammy K is with us. We heard from her at the top of the call. Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning, Michael.
Morning.
My book is coming today.
Who said
Z
that?
Team.
Donna.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Did they tell
I'm
you?
excited.
Very good. The tracking?
I'm boring. I'm boring. I am boring, but I'm bored. So I want to do Tranzact. And I want to search for this week. Julie Anderson. Chelsea. Randy Schroeder. Julie Anderson. Randy. Okay, so this looks like a reaction. They're doing lots of team training, so let me look at this one. This is from a few days ago.
And so my purpose is that this sort of be the last of my dialogue about the challenges and the changes and the so on and so on. I mean, it's time to go to work and make money. The exact reality is that I know many of you need to make money right now. And so what I want to do is help you understand what the things are that we can and should be doing at this moment in time. I believe that we should not be focusing on talking about, thinking about, or considering things that are not, but we should be focusing on things that are today so that we can get the income wheel turning. And so what I want to do is go back and describe the value proposition that I said yes to at the very outset, and then compare that value proposition to where we find ourselves today, and then talk about some very specific business building that I have. And whoops, so I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody once more. Not sure. We got a couple that are not mute all. Okay. There we go. So when I first saw Tranzact Card, on June 15th of last year.
There's no sound here.
Whoops.
There is sound.
Yeah, we got sound. Can everybody else can hear me, right? So Darren, whatever the problem
Yes.
is, yeah, we have sound elsewhere. Okay.
I'm not going to help you. Just get over it, sir. Why don't you leave and then come back in the call, and then you'll probably have sound.
And so anyone.
Oh, you've been here, Karina? I'm sorry. I'm bad at keeping up with the chat. Hope your crocheting is going well. They have no agreement with MasterCard or Visa either. That is twisty because they made it seem like they had agreements on that Zoom call we just watched, which was short as hell. This dude seems grumpy. Is he literally writing on this with his mouse?
Who does not? Let me just type that in there. If you don't have sound, if no sound, it is on your end. Log off. back in or restart computer. Okay, sorry about that, folks. So on June 15th of 2023, when I saw this company, what was I looking for?
Okay.
What I was looking for, well, what was the value proposition that I bargained?
He's drawing with his mouse on a blank canvas. Just this, you could have typed it. You could have just, look, I'll do it. I'll do it with you. I'll do it with you. June 15th. Look at that. Look at that. There we go.
Yeah, folks. So on June 15th of 2023, when I saw this company, what was I looking for? What I was looking for, well, what was the value proposition that I bargained for? Let's say that. The value proposition that I bargained for was that when I swipe a card, that I would receive, in addition to, as a result of doing that card swipe, that I would get the item that I negotiated for, and that I would also get an equal offsetting balance in 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐓𝅅𝐔𝐋. Okay, that was the first value proposition that I bargained for. When I joined this company, that value proposition was already being met. At that point in time, the relationship with Solid existed. At that point in time, new cards were being mailed to each new member within a matter of days after the time that they enrolled. And so when I first enrolled in this company, the first value proposition being that when I swipe a card, that I would receive not just the item that I negotiated for, but that I would also receive 𝐓𝐶. That value proposition was in existence from the date of my first enrollment up until about the 24th or 5th day of September, I think it was. On that date, the relationship with Solid was severed. And on that date going forward, or from September 29th, it seems like, from that day going forward, the value proposition of swiping the card and receiving 𝐓𝐶 as a result, in addition to acquiring the item, that value proposition has not been in existence. Starting on November 1st, that value proposition is again in existence, and it's in existence at a much higher level than what I originally bargained for. Why is that true? That is true as a result of the Evermore system. With the Evermore system, here's what occurs. Starting on the very first day of February, we can link a card, any card in your wallet or in your purse, to the Tranzact Card ecosystem. You'll begin receiving immediately one 𝐓𝐶 for every dollar that is transacted on whatever card you choose. Over the course of the next 30 or so days, that Evermore program will allow you to add as many cards as you want. And so in the beginning, you'll be able to add one card. In the coming few days, not too long thereafter, you'll be able to add all the cards that you want. And so the original value proposition that I had, that I would swipe a card and that I would get the item that I bargained for, and I would get 𝐓𝐶, that value proposition was in existence for me from June 15th until about September 25th or 26th. It has not been in existence.
Are we watching this dude draw with his mouse on his computer screen? I bet they do have a separate fee per card. I bet they do, because people are want to have the convenience. And maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But I mean, TranzactCard has to make money. You see how easy it was just to write something on the screen? He sped up. He sped up to 1.25. Evermore, their trademarked new little program, is 𝐓_more_. I mean, come on, dude. Is he going to draw more? Oh, we're going to get... Look at all these drawings we're going to get. Yep, we read it at the beginning, Charlene. Everyone was flabbergasted. What are we looking at here? Now we gotta watch it because we gotta see what he's drawing. We can just speed through it though. I'll take my stuff off.
Critical of that. We all have different risk reward parameters. We have different ways of evaluating the same situation. So that's not a negative thing. When I say the glass is a half empty person, this world needs folks who are pragmatic, who are cautious, who are maybe more critical in their thinking, as opposed to the raw, unvarnished entrepreneurship of a guy who would look at this and say, well, who cares how full the glass is? There's enough there for me to drink. Right? And so we're all a little bit different as the way that we relate to these things. I believe that the glass will be full enough for people who are entrepreneurial like me, or even half as entrepreneurial as me. The glass will be full enough to give people satisfaction that that promise is being met by the 15th of February. Now, that I did not just say the glass is going to be clear full. What I said was there'll be enough in the glass to cause a person who has my optimistic attitude and demeanor to say there's plenty there for me to utilize those Z-bucks and have value. For the person who looks at this glass and says, Randy, you're nuts. It's less than half full. Anybody saying other than that is great. I didn't say it was more than half full. I said there's enough.
It sounds like there is dissent in the ranks, because he's telling his team, like, we've got to be able to make money and just hold out till February 15th.
In it for me to drink. I said there's enough in it for you to drink.
Yeah, one of their brand, like, digital brand, whatever it's called. We looked at it in the Zoom call. He's that's the independent reps.
If you want to drink, not describing how full it is or is not. I would say that by March
Maybe he's a math teacher. That could be true.
15th, in all likelihood, and by April 15th, in great probability, those people who look at this glass and seeing it as being less than half full will see by then there is value in the Z Club. That's my deepest belief and conviction. This is not smoke and mirrors, and it's not hype, and it's not me repeating something that I heard from somebody else and didn't validate. I've spent a considerable amount of.
You just said it was your hope. So that means that you haven't looked at any data and said, like, this is a viable option. Most people in multi-level marketing lose or don't make any money at all. Randy, sir.
Sir, you can't make promises like that.
Hopes and dreams and beliefs.
Of time with the new team who has been hired to run the Z Club store. I'm very familiar with the portfolio of products and services that they have to offer, and I'm very aware of what the integration promise.
Oh, there's a new team that's been hired to run the store because maybe it was a shit show before. Did y'all catch that? There's a new team that's been hired to run the Z store. How interesting. This was done on the 25th of January. So 5 days ago.
Or what the integration processes are. And I'm completely, absolutely comfortable with the things that I just said. The first value proposition that we.
Just because you're comfortable with the things you just said, Randy, does that mean the FTC is comfortable with that? Look, I know everyone has their own beef with the FTC. There's rules about what you can and cannot say about the opportunity of what you're involved with, and then getting people to sign up based off of those kind of big claims that you're saying that they trust you and they're going to give you their money and then get sucked in.
We swipe a card, and as a result of swiping the card, that we then receive the item we bargained for, plus we get Z-Bucks.
You know what would have been awesome, Birdie, if you did a picture in their lavender fields and then tagged them and then said, like, I don't know, something about a pyramid scheme. I'll have to go to Utah at some point.
Value proposition, I am 100% absolutely completely satisfied and confident will be being met more fully than any of us originally bargained for on February 1st. Second value proposition, that the Z Club, because now we're utilizing the card, and for the interim period of time, the cards will be swiping, will be what? Cards already in our wallet that we have linked through the Evermore system to the Evermore program to our ecosystem. The second value proposition, this Z Club, here's the way that's going to be. Those of you who have my attitude and demeanor and generally encourage positive, optimistic attitude, and those who realize that opportunity is found in moments of challenge, as opposed to opportunity being found in moments of ease. For those people who share my demeanor, I would say that by February 15th, by 2/15, the Z Club, certainly it will not be an embarrassment to anybody. It will not. By 3/15, the Z Club will not be.
Because it's an embarrassment to people right now. I'm rewinding it. I'm sorry. Listen to this. This dude is like telling all of the tea.
Ecosystem. The second value proposition, this Z Club, here's the way that's going to be. Those of you who have my attitude and demeanor and generally encourage positive, optimistic attitude, and those who realize that opportunity is found in moments of challenge, as opposed to opportunity being found in moments of ease. For those people who share my demeanor, I would say that by February 15th, by 2/15, the Z Club, Certainly, it will not be an embarrassment to anybody. It will not. By 3:15, the Z Club will not be an embarrassment to anybody. I'm telling you all, you're going to have to wrap your arms around the idea that this is going to be an ongoing development, and that if one has patience, you'll be able to find something in the Z Club that gives you value for your Z-Bucks from 2:15 onward, and that it'll be relatively easy to find things that you want to spend your.
What about all the people that have been in since June of 2023? 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐔𝐆𝐇𝐓, one of the founders, has a pickleball MLM. A pickleball MLM? Well, that sounds like a good time. That sounds like a great time. Wow. So it is embarrassing for people to buy stuff in the Z Club. And it's only gotten slightly better since they hired a new team. And then by February 15th, it shouldn't be as embarrassing. And then by March, nobody should be embarrassed by what's offered in the Z Club. Wow, 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 wow. Miss Yvonne, hero. If you're just joining us, we're talking about Tranzact, kind of in a squirrely manner, but at the beginning of the stream, I went over what Tranzact is, like as a quick overview. So if you have no idea what we're doing, you should go back to minute like 5, catch that, and then we are listening to a rep basically tell on Tranzact. And I love it. We've already watched the Zoom call we snuck into. Then we found this guy because of a squirrel trail. So, yikes. Oh, no, I don't like pickleball. It's okay. I won't get sucked in. The loudest freaking quiet parts. Well, I wouldn't, but if I had to, it'd be a pickleball MLM. How about don't launch something until it's not embarrassing? I know. What a thought. What a thought. My dumbass thinking he was giving actual times 2:15 on 2:15 and confused. Oh, it's okay. We do squirrely here. Lots of nuts. Don't judge. Good night, Kate. Thanks so much for popping in. It was good to see you. Oh my God, Ashley. Yeah. What is pickleball? It's like it's played on the shorter parts of the tennis court. But it's sideways, and so then you put a net that way. It's with a paddle. It's like an enlarged ping pong paddle, and then the ball is hollow. It's not like a tennis ball, and it is very much kind of taken the U.S. by storm recently. Is Z Club like the old green stamp store? It might be. It's like a reward store. It's like when you go to Chuck E. Cheese and there's rewards in the shop that you pay tickets for, but they claim that you put $1 in, you get a ticket out, and then you use your ticket to buy something from the store. But he's saying all of the stuff in the store has been fuckery. And now in February 15th, it's going to be less fuckery. And in March, it's going to be a lot cooler things.
Z-Bucks on from 3:15 onward, and that by June 15th, you probably won't feel a lot of need to go to any other shopping sites. So this value.
Oh, you have to wait till June. So you have to be paying all those fees up until June so that you probably won't feel the need to go to any other shopping sites. Tell me this isn't ill prepared, ill thought out without telling me that. Can you imagine? I bet Amazon's just laughing at these people. Except Chuck E. Cheese prices are better. And there's skee ball, you know? Thank you, Emily. It's like tennis, but with a different bat. It started in New Zealand. Also, if y'all are members of my channel, we're having a lunchtime Vanderpump moment in Discord tomorrow. Oh, I forgot. Karina and I are streaming. But I already put... Karina, I've got to text you. I've been chaotic this week. We're watching the first episode in Discord if you're a member. So I forgot to remind everybody. Okay, so I pay them money and give them my credit card, but buy stuff on my credit card and then pay them more money to buy crap from them. Do I have that right? Yes. Yes, you do. Where's my ding? Yes, you do. Skee Ball is the #1 game ever at an arcade. I love Skee Ball. Sell $600 in candy for your elementary school and get $10 headphones. Yes. He's saying that the $10 headphones are what everyone's embarrassed about right now. Then in February, you're probably going to get $20 headphones. And then by March, you're going to get like really nice headphones. And then by June, they're going to have really good stuff that no one's going to be embarrassed about. Don't forget the limo ride. Yes.
Proposition. This comes together for us in 5 days. This value proposition comes together for us, I would say, at about a 50% level on February 15th, at about a 75% level on March 15th. And then it is going to take whatever amount of time it takes to fill this out until, and I can't tell you what the dates will be. I don't know, but I can tell you that I have confidence the day will come when Wayfair, Farfetch, and even sites like Amazon Prime will be not dramatically dissimilar from what we offer. I can also tell you that from February 15th,
You can't say that. You don't know. You don't know, Randy.
on, there will not be a time when you log on and say, but there's no value here. It won't just be increased items, but value in the items that can be bought down with a Z-Buy.
What are we drawing? I don't understand the logic of this drawing that we're doing.
Value proposition number 1, value proposition number 2. What was the third value proposition that we had? The third value proposition that we had was that, and by the way, this.
Why didn't you just draw this out in Milanote? I'm confused. Here, let me just do this. Create a new account. No. Go back. Go back. Here, look at this. Continue. We could have done... Let's see. No, I don't want a note. I want a board. All right, let me try this. Wrong. Edit. Safari. Okay. This is Milanote, okay? It's free. All right? We could have done... We can draw shapes. We can draw arrows. We can do all the things. You can even draw if you want to, but like you can make it nice here. You don't have to make it bad. You can add pictures. You can add... You just drag it on there and you do June 15th, 2023, like he's talking about. Then you can drag it over here and you could be sharing your screen while you're doing this, as am I. Can I make these bigger? Whoops. There I go. Yep, there's my yarn. Can someone timestamp this? I'll do it. 124. It's Milanote. It's just a website. Milanote. It's free. But you can add tables. You can draw. You can add websites. So this one, you can drag and do like, you can be researching a whole idea. Have your Excel spreadsheet here. You can do all this stuff. He could have done it in a PowerPoint. Anyways, you can add comments. You can add images. You can search for images. You can upload your own drawing. See, you could draw. I don't know. I'm drawing with my mouse, but I do this on my iPad. and it's a lot better. You can add audio. Like you can leave audio notes. You can do the description. You can do all this stuff. So anyways, we'll go back.
Not in any order that the company delivered them to me, and you may have viewed them differently in terms of order. What was the third value proposition?
So this is what I do. I save my boards. I have my live streams. I have my recorded videos. I got my YouTube video ideas. And you just go into your board and you look at it and you go back out. And then you can add to-do list as well, which are these. And you can add to-do items and stuff like that. So it's all free. But it's pretty, you can add lines too. So he could have added the lines there and you can curve them. And you can put actual websites, MILANOTE. So.
We had. Well, those of us, when I enrolled on June 15th, the third value proposition that I had was that I would spend $495. As a result of that expenditure, that would cause me to become a digital branch office. I was then licensing the technology, and I would have the opportunity to share that possibility with other people. And the value proposition was what? That if I went out and enrolled 3 people, that I would then receive a $495 rebate. Now, that would not be income, but that would be a return of capital. Now, I will be very specific here in that I will not violate the terms of my non-disclosure agreement. I will wander up to the very edge of the things that I can say within that agreement, but I will not say anything that is outside of that agreement. And so I have here an inability to say very much about this value proposition. Remember that when I enrolled, the value proposition was that I would spend $495. I would become a digital branch office, that when I enrolled 3 people, I would receive a rebate of my $495. Now, to stay directly inside.
And you can share this board with others, but I think you can view it. I'm not sure. You'd have to look around in the board row. An NDA, he got something. He got something.
My non-disclosure agreement. I'm not going to tell you anything at all about what has been done, what will be introduced on February 1st to replace this value proposition. Going back to about November, at that time, that rebate was always described as a promotion. And so if one enrolled in Tranzact Card yesterday and spent $495, if they enroll 3 people in the next 3 days, they're not going to get their $495 back. That was a promotion. That rebate no longer exists as we speak today. Now, there is a risk when I tell you that something will be introduced shortly that replaces that. There is a risk that goes, well, I'm going to wait. Folks, I measured whether or not it was smart to tell you about this. Because if one person says, I should wait to act because of what Randy said, that is a 100% guarantee that person does not know or understand me. I would never say to wait, ever. And I promise you that what is introduced here will not make you unhappy if you enrolled prior. This is a good company that does the right things for the right reasons. If there are advantages, not just if, there will be advantages in this value proposition, I promise you that someone who enrolls before it is introduced is not going to be upset by it. They're going to be enthused by it. I cannot go any further into that discussion without violating the terms of my agreement, which I would not do and which I know none of you would want me to do. So value proposition 1, 100% met as of June 1. Value proposition 2, partially met by June 5th or by February 15th, partially met by March 15th, and then over the next number of months will someday, one day be fully met. And I'm not putting a timeline on that because, Anthony, there's no limit to how big it can get, right? I mean, Amazon Prime continues to add items. And so there's no such thing as we arrived. That's not the truth. It will feel to some like we've arrived when you log on and there's a value proposition there for your Z-Bucks in your account that you can get value for. And so in each case, you'll feel like we've arrived, but there's something there that matters to you. But it's not like all of a sudden I'm going to say, okay, ring the bell. This one is done. This will never be done. This will be ongoing, never ending, and forever. Now, let's talk about something that was not anticipated and that was not a positive experience early on. When I enrolled in the company, I received that Tranzact Card itself. And I've not had that Tranzact Card since, as I described, about September 26th, I think was the day when that card hasn't been there. I refuse to throw anyone under the bus. I mean, that's pointless. If I find fault with it.
The T? I need to download this before he deletes it. Please hold. Sorry. I feel like I just need to download this. So just give me a second. I'm going to pull up my downloader because I feel like he's giving so much tea that if I don't download everything, I'm going to be screwed. Okay. Postpone. I don't want to install an update. Okay. I can't wait till they start promoting their INFILTRATION. I wonder if the initial card didn't work the way it was supposed to. Okay, postpone, paste link. I just want to grab this one. Oh, I just installed. Okay, it's downloading, sorry.
Anybody for anything, it is me that I find fault with for not asking hard enough questions at the outset. When I first looked at this company, to give you folks all some clarity as to what exactly has gone on.
I didn't ask good enough questions at the beginning. It wasn't anybody's fault but my own. Excuse me?
When I first looked at this company, I was told that the company had relationships with 12 community banks. That was very specific. We have a relationship with 12 community banks. In the very most aggressive way of contemplating what is true, maybe in the very most aggressive way, you could find a way to say that was true. Here is the exact fact. The fact is that our company had a relationship with one intermediary company called a program manager, a company like Tranzact Card or any new company. Anthony, if you and I opened Randy and Anthony's store, Randy and Anthony's business, and we wanted to issue a debit card or a credit card that was the Randy and Anthony Visa card, we could only do that if we have a BIN, what's called a banking identification number. And if we don't have a BIN, then we would need to contract with an intermediary company that stands between our company and the card issuer itself, that stands between us and 𝐊𝐈𝐍𝐃 and Trust, or whoever the member bank is. Well, as it turns out, the raw, unvarnished truth is that our company did not have a relationship
Emily.
with any banks. Our company had a relationship with one intermediary called.
So somebody freaking lied to him? Oh my God, there's so much tea. This is tea, right? Like, it's a full-on tea party right now.
Solid. That one intermediary had relationships with 12 community banks. When our relationship with Solid went sideways, and by the way, even with Solid, there was only one of their 12 community banks that had agreed to participate in our program. And so when I rolled out my own initiative, and I mean, when I do something, I do it. I do it as big and as fast. I don't know. I can't do it bigger and faster than I do it. I either do it or I don't. And so when I rolled this out to a very, very eager audience, an audience of people who know me, trust me, respect me, many of us have made a lot of money before in the past, we're friends, we're close. When I rolled it out to an eager audience, it was no surprise that it was a straight up vertical thrust. Well, now times that by every other leader who joined the company, a straight up vertical thrust. And before too long, our one participating community bank that only had about 3,500 accounts before we came along, suddenly 38,000 accounts had been presented to them, and it completely dwarfed the system. It was something that they didn't bargain for, they didn't anticipate, they didn't know was coming, and it resulted in the other company is utilizing that same intermediary, Solid, being very, very, very disenchanted with the disruption in customer service and so on. And so Solid said, this business is not for us. It's costing us business with our other customers. I understand.
I'm not the smartest attorney by any means, but also he should probably get one. Call me Alice and call this an unbirthday party. Brandy Lee, you're the best. Can you not say thrust? Yeah. I don't know.
Understand Solid's position. I also now understand what the error was on our company's part. On our company's part, we should have made absolutely sure that we had multiple bank system redundancy, and we should have known in advance that these small community banks could not begin any one of them or any 5 of them to onboard 50,000 or 75,000 or 100,000 accounts in a short period of time, or in fact in a year or two. That is just not the reality. Anthony.
What about the 38,000 accounts? He's talking about 175 whatever. Like, wasn't it only 38,000 that were breached? He said it twice because he wants us to hear him. I am the best. Thanks for noticing. Anytime, Brandy Lee.
For this to really scale the way we need it to scale, we're going to have 25 or 30 banks, not 1 or 2 or 3. We're going to have a lot of banks. And the good news for all of you folks is this, because I need to know the truth, and I need to know it from my own interactions, not from what somebody else tells me. I've been personally involved in conversations with many banks since November to try to understand what is going on. I've had multiple conversations and Zooms with Peter Rancy with great financial institutions. And I can tell you today that I have absolute total confidence. Even if the company themselves did not find the necessary partner banks to make this a tremendous success, I'm now completely convinced that I couldn't, that you could. It simply takes the phone calls. And so since I now know that, now I know the company can also do it. I'm not concerned about it. I do now believe that the company direction might have to be modified a little bit in the future. The company's current stated objective is to have only direct relationships with banks. And so right now we have a relationship with a bank called Bangor Savings Bank. That relationship is an intermediary relationship where there is a company like Solid that is the intermediary. Why then, you ask, don't we open accounts? Because Bangor Savings Bank cannot handle 30 or 40 or 50,000 accounts.
How come? Tranzact, why don't you figure this shit out? How is this dude spilling all this tea? I have to download this entire channel, but I can't while I'm live because it will screw the stream up. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And so we could open a few, and then that would leave every other person in our company calling.
He just sounds fast because I put him on fast because I didn't want to listen to him slow. I thought he was going to be boring, and then I didn't realize he was going to spill the tea. So I'm going to slow it down to 115.
Every day. So, and when is it my turn? When is it my turn? When is it my turn? The reality is, Anthony, we need to have no fewer than 6 banks in order for us to effectively onboard our entire membership. I'd be much more comfortable if we had 10. I'd be more comfortable still if we had 25.
Good question.
And so I am perfectly satisfied myself with allowing the time required to get the other banks that are needed under contract so that we can have a smooth operation because we have found a way to fill the blanks utilizing the Evermore program between now and then. I'm going to come back around and tell you the importance of the Tranzact card itself.
They had to get the Evermore program because they didn't have the banks to handle the onboarding of their accounts. How come I didn't figure this out before? They had to do the Evermore so that you could use your credit card that is already established with other banks because they couldn't handle it themselves. Oh my God. Evermore is literally like a Hail Mary. It's like, we're on fire and Tranzact is probably losing a crap ton of money to put this Evermore thing in place so that they can actually not lose all the people that they recruited into Tranzact. Am I off base in that? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Bangor Savings denied any relationship with them. Yep.
I'm not going to disclose proposed timelines because that would be a mistake. I believe that the smartest thing we can do by far is to focus on that which we have today, because what we have today is superior to the offering that I said yes to on June 15th. That is the truth. What we have today is superior.
Is that how Rakuten and Ibotta work? So not revolutionary, not disruptive. Rakuten is a system where they go to companies saying, how do I explain this? It's similar, but not super different. Rakuten allows you to make cash back a little bit because the companies are paying Rakuten to promote on their website, and Rakuten is promising that they are going to be able to push more customers their way if they decide to advertise on their site, meaning they put their stuff on their site and they're willing to, the cost that they are paying to Rakuten to associate their listings with them, Rakuten's able to keep a chunk of it, and then they pay out the person buying through their link, the customer. Rakuten's awesome, and it's not a scam. You have to connect your credit cards to their Evermore system. Yep. The appeal is, from what I understand from the Zoom call we watched earlier, is that they're saying that you get more rewards sooner if you use their Z shopping system. And this guy's already said the Z shopping is shit. Not his words. Those are my interpretation. That it hasn't been good. It's not good this month. It's going to get better in February. It's going to get even better in March. And it should be fully functional where it's not embarrassing in June. I don't know how he skipped over April and May.
To the offering that I said yes to on June 15th in every respect. Therefore, to be fussing about what we don't have, that was something that was described as an add-on or an addition to.
I can't tell you the information because I have an NDA, but let me just tell you what we have right now is better than what I decided to join in, and I only make good decisions. So you just better shut up and be happy with what we have. That's the energy I'm getting from Randy.
Two, after I already joined. I'd already made my decision to join and to build this as big as I could.
Yep.
When there was, for example, no community bonus. I made my decision to join based on something that is not as good as what we have today. Therefore, if that was the right decision back on June 15th, that for me is also the right decision today. When the company does have widespread distribution of the card, then that will cause dramatic escalation. That will be like jumping on a trampoline. If Anthony, at the time that we introduced the Tranzact cards themselves, if you have 1,000 people in your group who are up until then using the Evermore program and accessing all the rest of the parts of the compensation plan, when we introduce the Tranzact card, that'll be like when you've got two kids jumping on the trampoline. You know what it's like when they bounce together and the one goes super high? When the Tranzact card comes along, that's that added bounce. That's the added bounce.
You mean that you get to go high when you have multiple people doing the work to send you higher than everybody else? My oldest baby turns 22 on 2/2. Jade, she's in her 4th year university taking environmental studies. Oh my God, that's awesome. I have a psychologist appointment on the 2nd. None of this is the right decision ever. Now, if you think you're bored, don't be bored because we're about to get a lot more drawings. So we're ready.
That's what it will be. But if you're not already on the trampoline and you're not already jumping, then when the Tranzact comes along, is that going to cause your bounce to go higher? No, it is not. That's the easiest illustration. I want to be bouncing as high as I can possibly bounce with the offering that we have so that when the complete offering is available, and it will be, that at that point in time, it causes the propulsion to go straight up. There will be many who experience that. Okay. So going back over here, the block.
There will be many who experience that. Well, there has to be other people at the base of the trampoline jumping on it to send the person in the middle high up. So not everybody gets to bounce super high in the trampoline. And then what happens when everyone flies up in the air, then comes down and lands? Sometimes you don't land on the trampoline. Randy?
Box that I wanted to fill in tonight, this one. The value proposition that I said yes to first. That will be met in its entirety plus.
Joe, did you have a good birthday? Yes. So we've started over here. This is June 15th. This is $1. This is a Z-Buck. Equals 1 for 1. Then I don't remember what this stuff is down here. And these are the offerings of what you get for your Z-Bucks, which he said is shitty. But then by the time June comes around, you shouldn't be embarrassed by the store. Then over here, he paid $4.95 for his Tranzact card, and then he recruited 3 people, and he got the $4.95 back. That's what essentially, that is the interpretation of the hieroglyphics at this point.
By June 15th. God, why are my dates so bad? June 15th was the day it's up. By February 15th, excuse me. This down here, having value to our Z-Bucks for those people whose attitudes and demeanors are like mine. And I know that's a relatively smaller segment of society. In fact, it's a really small segment of society. We're going to be happy by the 15th. I myself, I would be okay with what will be in the Z store from February 15th on. That would be more than enough to satisfy my own particular need in the Z Club. For other people, it's going to take what's there by March 15th. For other people, it's going to take what's there by June 15th and beyond. I'm perfectly satisfied with these two. I'm perfectly satisfied.
Yes.
And now this one again is a few days away. Up here, I've gone as far as I can possibly go without violating my non-disclosure.
Oh yeah, he has a non-disclosure agreement that he can't tell what the I'm just watching Caspian sleep in the other room, and he has his little toe beans all like in a little pile together. He cannot tell us what the details of this were, but he keeps saying, "You trust me, bro."
agreement to tell you.
I did. My 2-year-old started pulling up and taking steps, and we got his fancy walker, and my father-in-law ordered the parts I need to fix my car. Yay! This feels like a Michael Scott pyramid scheme. Hold on, I got it. Is this it? I don't have my little tilty thing down here because I was trying to do something upstairs.
No, how is this not a pyramid scheme?
Oops. Can we hear it now?
No, how is this not a pyramid scheme?
It sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes, thank you. Raise your hand if you want to get rich. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not even a scheme per se. You will get rich quick. We all will.
And then we're all in this Tranzact hell together. So, yes.
That the value proposition we had of becoming a DBO, having a mechanism whereby we could have a very short-term return of capital. That, of course, leads to a great deal of enthusiasm to make the next phone call. I cannot disclose details at all, but I can tell you that value proposition will be not restored, not the same thing as this, something different, but something I promise you is better. And everyone will think it's better. There's not one person who will say, wow, I would rather have had this than what will become.
Randy, I think I shall send you to Julie Anderson. Randy. We'll see what happens.
Become available for us on the first day of February. And that's not something I think, that is something that I know.
Oh.
Okay, so what was the next value proposition? The next value proposition was this one. Remember when I saw the company, this value proposition did not exist. In fact, let me just take that back away. I'm not going to talk about what did not exist when I enrolled. I'll talk about what did exist so you understand how our current offering meets what I said yes to in those first days. And then I'll come back around and show you what does not exist yet and what will need to happen for that to exist. Okay, then the next thing that I was bargained for was the idea that we could receive these manager grants. And we know that how does a manager grant work? If this is Randy, then as a result of this part of the value proposition, if I became a digital branch office and I enrolled 3 people, then we know that I would have that rebate, which would create a return of capital. I've told you that there is something that is not just as good as, but better than that being introduced very soon. And I'm
You said it wasn't capital. You literally said earlier on that it wasn't capital, and then you said it was a return of capital. You are not being very consistent, Mr. Schroeder. Yes. Oh my gosh. I love the interpretation of this drawing. I'm going to have to do like a sped up thing of the white, and then I'm just going to have to be like confused and post it as a reel. Oh God, this is wild.
Quite a bit better. Then my next task was to do what? It was to go help those people that I had enrolled do the same thing so that they could get their rebate. And that was the mechanism that set in motion what I've come to describe as a rapid flow of new member applications. So Anthony gets involved in the business. He gets his rebate. He calls his friend and he says, I got involved. It took me this many days. I got my money back. Let's do this together. That was a pretty big deal in terms of what it took to set the machine in motion and cause that rapid flow of new member applications. This mechanism was really important. Once again, not going to go into detail except to tell you that something better than what used to be, substantially better, is there. Now what happened? Every time this person would go to work to get their rebate, that would then trigger for us, for me or for you, a $50 bonus. And that $50 bonus was called what? That was called the, oh God, what do we call that? That is the manager grant. Okay, so that manager grant, that has always been in place since the time that we got involved in the company. That's always been in place, and it still is in place. You say, well, wait a minute, Randy, I've not been receiving my checks. Why have I not been receiving my checks? Oh.
Literally just jumped on, but am your friendly local CPA. Those are two different things. Tax and financial statement wise. Thank you. It looks like someone trying to explain a crime scene. Yeah, or like it's wild. I don't understand why this wasn't a PowerPoint. But maybe you like drawing. It's okay, I guess.
I want you all to know and understand that it is this company's objective to be here decades from now, like a long time from now. It's our objective to be here decades from now. Remember.
Also, we have to be careful about, like, I think this is twisty and unethical and not worth it. Products I think like products and services are what you're looking for if you're trying to avoid a pyramid scheme. And obviously the services, access to the card, and the benefits of buying the products with your Z-Bucks. So that is something. Now, do you make far and above more money by recruiting people? I think yes. I think it falls in the schmear neighborhood, but a service can also be something that you're deciding, or that the court would decide if something's an actual pyramid scheme. So that's just my 12 cents nobody asked for.
That when I enrolled on June 15th, about 6 days later, I received a Tranzact card.
Please hold. We're going to put an Etch-a-Sketch on him. All right. Etch-a-Sketch. And no. Images. Save image to downloads. I just want him to be, working on an Etch-a-Sketch, okay? I don't want to sign in. I want to download this picture. All right, let's go open. Canva is a little bit worthless sometimes. Only because I cannot take out stuff like I want. I'll let him go play. Hold on, play.
And I began swiping that card. In the month of June, total Tranzact Card charges, business being transacted on that card, was just about $50,000, $48,000 something. By September, that had become $10 million. Well, it turns out, I happen to be looking at Anthony's face here, so I keep saying his name. So it turns out, Anthony, that the way that it works is all card swiping is by definition customer volume, right? That's a person using the service as a customer. Even though they're not buying something from us, they're using our service as a customer. Because we had $10 million in customer volume going on, then there's no problem paying whatever commissions were earned on these manager grants, because we had customer volume. When we stopped swiping the cards and there is no customer volume, then Anthony, what was the one only source of revenue for our company if there's no card swiping? One source of revenue only is what? New registrations, correct? That's the one source of revenue. Our company cannot pay commissions on enrollments and stay inside the rules of the Federal Trade Commission. And so it was acceptable.
He said it. He said it. He said it out loud. He just said it out loud. He just said it out loud. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Welcome to my channel. Oh, it's blurry. Oh no, Melanie. Melanie. Oh my God. Told ya. You were right, Suzanne. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm just going to go back a smidgen.
Volume. When we stopped swiping the cards and there is no customer volume, then Anthony, what was the one only source of revenue for our company if there's no card swiping? They're using charges, business being transacted on that card was just about $50,000, $48,000 something. By September, that had become $10 million. Well, it turns out, I happen to be looking at Anthony's face here, so I keep saying his name. So it turns out, Anthony, that the way that it works is all card swiping is by definition customer volume, right? That's a person using the service as a customer. Even though they're not buying something from us, they're using our service as a customer. Because we had $10 million in customer volume going on, then there's no problem paying whatever commissions were earned on these manager grants, because we had customer volume. When we stopped swiping the cards and there is no customer volume, then Anthony, what was the one only source of revenue for our company if there's no card swiping? One source of revenue only is what? New registrations, correct? That's the one source of revenue. Our company cannot pay commissions on enrollments and stay inside the rules of the Federal Trade Commission. And so it was acceptable when the last 5 days of September, we didn't have a card because it was the belief, oh my gosh, it's coming in a few days. And then a month went by, it's coming in a few days. Well, too many days went by. And Prudence said we should not be paying commissions when we don't have card swipe revenue, we don't have customer volume. And so in fact, if we're mailing checks out,
So you were running as a pyramid scheme for the first several months that you were open. Is that what he's saying? Top 10 ways to avoid pissing off the FTC when starting your own Ponzi scheme. Good night, M. Barry. Hope you feel better. Or hope they were operating as a pyramid scheme? That's what it sounds like, because they weren't having customer swiping going on. They were only recruiting people and no other stuff was going in. This guy is a independent distributor and he sounds like he recruits a lot.
we're mailing checks based on enrollment volume, and that would lead our company ultimately to trouble. And so the company completely correctly said, yes, you can still earn those rebates or those customer grants, those manager grants, but they'll stay in your back office. We won't let you receive them until we start generating volume again, until we start generating customer volume again. Now, because we know that a lot of people have financial pressure, they need to receive the money right now. We turned it back on in a limited fashion to be mailing those checks, but we could only mail out the checks consistent with the amount of volume being done in the Z Club. But that's the truth. If we're sending out checks that cannot be balanced by customer volume, then we could be subject to scrutiny down the road. On February 1st, guess what happens? February 1st, the Evermore program goes into place. February 1st, every single card swipe becomes customer volume. And so suddenly the manager grants can start being paid again, just like that. And so on February 1st, the next value proposition becomes a reality. February 1st, these manager grants go into full speed again, 100% full speed. And by the way, any of you who've completed your KYC, that means you've already submitted to the company what they need to have in terms of 1099 so they can mail a commission check. If you click mail you your check and it shows up in the back office as not mailed, that means the company does not have your 1099. You need to fill out a 1099, and you can simply contact customer service. They will text you immediately a form. You can fill it out. They'll mail the check that day. Or you can complete KYC if your turn has come up in the rotation. If your turn has come up, as soon as you click KYC, if you click send the check, they will send it. Okay. So this goes back into play in a widespread fashion for anybody, for everybody. This becomes an automated function again, February 1st. So this value proposition 100% in, God, why do I keep saying, February 1st. This value proposition goes into play February 1st. This value proposition goes into play February 15th and scales in a greater fashion, March and so on. This value proposition, which I've explained as best I can, goes into place on February 1st. This value proposition goes into place 100% on February 1st. Now, what we have today, I've just described the things we have today. That is more than I had available to me when I said yes. That is not less. It is more than I had available to me when I said yes. Why? Because while not yet disclosed, this value proposition is better than I said yes to. This is the very same. This didn't exist yet. And this is better. Why? Because this is better. And so I can tell you with complete, absolute, total candor and not a sales message, but a dead blind reality message that our value proposition today as we speak, February 1st, our value proposition is superior to the value proposition that I said yes to on June 15th. Okay. Now, what was the next thing? The next thing was a mistake. The next thing was a mistake when a company representative came to my home, and I know it's at other places, but a company rep came to my home and made a statement that wound up being not something that we could fulfill. He described the community bonus. Now, don't all be afraid. Something that we can't fulfill right now. Yesterday in the session that I did with Malin, Malin being the new chairperson, what did Malin say? She said, yes, we remain committed to that process. We remain committed to the community bonus. Here is the reality. Let's contemplate and consider what we said would fund the community bonus. Those of you who've been listening to me teach for the last 5 or 6 months, you've heard me say this community bonus would be funded in what ways? First, $150 from each of these $495 registrations. Then you heard me say a couple of moments ago that our attorney brought to our awareness that paying commissions on registrations is highly problematic. The truth is we could probably get away with it, but we don't want to get away with something that might get us into some kind of trouble. And so even though we'll begin reactivating here, we don't want to pay commissions in a way that would cause us to fail scrutiny if scrutiny ever came. I want to be very specific here. We have not received scrutiny. We're not on anyone's radar screen. We're not responding because somebody said you need to do something different. It was our in-house counsel who said, we'd like you to be more risk averse. If you want this company to be here 20 years from now, then don't cut any corners right now for the sake of expediency. And even though I'm the most energetic entrepreneurial person you're going to run into, I completely, absolutely agree with that idea. And so this community bonus pool cannot be funded with a percentage of enrollments. What else funds the bonus pool? 1% of all new 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐔 accumulation. Okay. Well, what is the 𝐓𝐶 accumulation we've had until clear since September? The 𝐓𝐶 accumulation we've had until now has been freely given, right? Every week, 𝐓𝐶 were added to your account, but that was not happening because the card was being swiped. No interchange fees were being created. And so, Anthony, even though 500 𝐓𝐶 have been being added to your account and to other people's accounts over this period of time when we haven't had the card, that's not been creating interchange fees. Interchange fees happen when that card is swiped. When the card is swiped, and that then creates for you a 𝐓𝐶. And so the way for this to be correctly termed is not 1% of every 𝐓𝐶 generation, but it should be instead 1% of all card swipe revenue, because that is what triggers those interchange fees, which fund the community bonus. And so this community bonus cannot be funded by the free giving of those 500 𝐓𝐶 per account. That money's not there. Then the next thing that funded it is what? 2.75% of all Z Club redemptions. Okay, so that is the one part that can be funded today.
This could absolutely be a Etch-a-Sketch drawing going on right now with how much clarity and like detail we have. Holy crap. Listen, those interchange fees will probably never happen. I don't know any funding companies that would allow this to happen. They were getting 𝐓𝐶, and then the in-house counsel said you can't do that on some level. And again, Julie Anderson has done a ton of videos on this and understands it way more than I do. This is my first Tranzact stream. I thought the Zoom call was going to go longer, and then somehow we were with Randy, who's spilling the tea in the grumpiest manner possible. I'm trying to get this. I got to adjust the screen. I'll have to adjust this image later on. Aaron's done a stream on this. I think Chelsea has. I think a bunch of people have.
Well, 2.75% of our current level of Z Club redemptions. I mean, Anthony, it doesn't amount to enough money to make any difference. And that's the truth. It doesn't amount to enough money. It's just nothing there. And so what we need to do with this particular part, and by the way, what happened was this, and again, I find fault with no one ever except me. I started out with this idea. I have a pretty nice income from another company that I'm a part of, and I receive an income that is larger from that company than most of you are hoping to make here. It pays the bills. And so my original bargain, Anthony, what I originally bargained for was not, can I make a lot?
Part of a company that I make enough money that a lot of y'all, that's a lot more than any of y'all will ever make in this company. Come on. Wow. I get the vibe that he wants you to just hang on till Thursday. It will be worth it if you just wait till February. But in reality, it's time to cut your losses and run like hell. I love that B is in the chat, like dishing the knowledge, because I am literally learning as we stream. They have so many strict rules and regulation for processing and agreement with card brands.
Lot of money this month, or can I make a lot of money in the first 6 months? What I originally bargained for was the day when I've got a million people out there swiping the card, and where I'm not getting paid because they're buying something from me, but I'm getting paid because they're buying what they want to buy, where they want to buy it, and I'm earning those basis points. Okay, that's what I bargained for. And because we knew it would take some period of time for that to be accumulated, then I was looking here, and at the next income component we'll shortly describe, I was looking here and here for my primary income generation over the course of the first year, 2 years, or even 3 years. Then one of the founders stood in my home and introduced this idea. And suddenly it stopped being these two income components, which will take a while to build and to scale. And it became instead, do you mean to tell me that if I go out and get 39 people in my business, that'll make me a vice president? With 39 accounts, I can make 12.5 a month because I'm getting this bite of the bonus pool. And so the whole message went from a gradual build, but is going to be a residual income stream based upon a huge number of people swiping a card and producing income as a result of those card swipes. That turned into a money grab. Let's race out and find 39 people. In some cases, let's just spend the money and buy them in. So now 39 accounts.
You're telling us you're not throwing someone under the bus, but you just threw one of the founders under the bus. Imagine walking away with a drink or a snack and coming back to this picture. I know. Oh my God. Oh my God. I keep moving it around. I'm like, I just need to adjust. I guess I could adjust it this way, but his isn't very big. All right, it's okay. I'll just be off screen. Oh my God. There we go.
We spend $18,000, and that would conceptually get us $150,000 a year out of the bonus pool. Well, fairly clearly, Anthony, you can't have somebody spend $18,000 and take $150,000 out month after year after year after year and have that work, right? That pretty obviously and pretty clearly cannot work. Right?
Correct.
Now, because that cannot work, I will tell you that there will need to be some modifications to the way the bonus pool itself is administered once the card swipes begin happening again. There will be some modification to it. Now, I'm not going to do.
So the card swipes are still not happening. He's saying the card swipes are still not happening. And that their bonus structure right now, they literally can't afford to pay them out. Yes, Hermit.
Go into any detail here. I can tell you some of these decisions are being made as we speak. But Anthony, let me just ask you a question. Let's say that you have 39 people in your business and you're a vice president, and you have someone down the line of you who has 1,000 people in their business, and that person is a vice president. Is there any logic that says that a person who has 39 accounts should get paid the same as a person who has 1,000 out of that bonus pool? That does not make any sense, does it? And so what I can pretty much tell you is that there will be a threshold entry at this vice president level, and that there will be a sliding scale on what earns in that VP portion of the bonus pool up until it reaches some number where everybody then reaches the same amount after that. But we simply have to do that. That makes sense. I mean, there is no sense. One guy's got 39 accounts. One guy's got 4,000 accounts. They're both getting the same amount of the bonus pool. That doesn't make sense. And so I can tell you that it will remain extraordinarily lucrative. That the company is not reducing the amount of money that's going into the pool. It's recognized that it needs to replace this piece of income because that can't go into the pool. It needs to be replaced. There are strategies behind that. Malin yesterday reasserted her commitment to the pool, but I would like the dialogue and the conversation to go back to where I started. The dialogue and conversation is our real money. Where did it start, Anthony? It started with, we want countless, untold millions of people swiping this card, and we're going to earn a few pennies as a result of every card swipe. That turned into a countless, widespread foundation of millions of people having a little less financial pressure to, let's go find 39 people who want to buy their way into this thing and make 150 grand. And so a complete, total, absolute shift. Now, I own that.
Did you go potty?
Once the bonus pool was introduced, I delivered it because I know a lot of people who need to make money right now. And so I called people who need to make money, and I said, I found a mechanism
What's up,
for it.
buddy?
Right now I have realized that mechanism, while still realistic, is not realistic today. When does it become realistic? When the Tranzact cards go into widespread circulation. Understand this. We will get on February 1st the opportunity to register in the program that is called Evermore. Okay. When we register in the Evermore program, we'll start swiping the card. But Anthony, when we swipe the card in Evermore, that does not get us interchange fees, right? That's not what it's doing. What that's doing is it's creating volume so that we can pay this. It's creating volume so that we can pay this. And there's something else coming over here. But what it's not doing is creating the interchange fees that would make the community bonus available to us. And so until such time as the Tranzact debit cards go into place, this cannot be funded. Now, I don't know the date when they will be in place. I can tell you that today we have a contract with Bangor Savings Bank, and that contract is an intermediary contract. We also have a contract with the second bank that is a direct relationship. The company's not disclosed the name of that bank. And I completely support their decision not to disclose it because we don't want them to get 10,000 phone calls saying, are you involved with Tranzact Card? We want to introduce the banks when there are enough of them that we can introduce it in a widespread way so that that can be the extra bounce on the trampoline to cause a thing to go straight up. And between now and then, we want to create mechanisms that allow you in the comp plan components that are available to you here and here.
He wants my dad to come down so he can go to sleep. You need to go out? I'm going to let it play. I'm going to make sure he's okay.
and here and here to replace the income that you may have received here. Okay, I am critically aware of the Dr. Martin Luther King years ago in a speech. He talked about the fierce urgency of now. And he was, of course, in that dialogue talking about the need to make changes in the United States civil rights situation. When I talk about the fierce urgency of now, I am very aware that many of you have bills that are not paid. I also know that there are some of you who are affluent and negotiated for the long-term play and the millions of people swiping the card. I know that. For you, the value proposition is today exactly what it always was. For those who have outstanding bills that need to get paid, I understand the fierce urgency of now. And I promise you, so does the company, because I have drilled it into their heads. The next comp plan component that I bargained for was what? I am not especially intrigued with any comp plan component that only pays you once. And so, Anthony, if we come over here, what is this? And these manager grants, you enroll a person, that person becomes a DBO, and then they become a manager. You get paid that manager grant commission one time, don't you? When they don't get paid that again and again. And so in the last week, the week before the convention, Samantha and I earned $19,500 in these manager grants.
I was brought to this channel because I ran across a video I did on someone I went to high school with. I thought it was interesting. Well, tonight we are doing, this is Tranzact Card, which is a relatively it's kind of making the rounds in anti-MLM. Aaron B's, Julie Anderson, other creators have covered it, and I'm just figuring it out tonight. I realize you have bills you can't pay. Yes, Hermit. And if you're confused about the drawing, it is confusing. He's drawing from this corner, down, up, down, down, and over. My dad was the first black kid integrated into a white school after the Brown decision. No, he did not. This is wild. This is wild. Okay, so the Evermore program has made it so they can swipe the card, but the consultants cannot make any transactional percentages off of those card swipes. They're doing it to keep people happy. Yeah, basic scams. The guy I went to school with I thought was sort of shady in his tactics as well. If you don't want to mention it, that's fine, but do you mind telling me what video you were watching? If you want to remain anonymous, that's not. If you want to have your connection remain anonymous, meaning if you don't want to tell us who it was I was reacting to, that's okay.
If next week we had more people complete this task, that income would have gone up.
That was my eCam. There's a bug.
Well, the next week, fewer people completed this task, and so the income went down. I'm interested in income that only goes up. That goes up, stabilizes, goes up, stabilizes, goes up, stabilizes. I'm not saying I don't want to receive this. I'm saying that this is simply a stair-step income. It's not the target. It's not what I'm in it for. Then we come over here. Now is when we get to the residual part of the income. If you look, and by the way, this will also be residual when it can be funded. When can it be funded? When Tranzact cards are in play, not when we're swiping Evermore cards. Over here, if you look in the comp plan document, you'll see that on an ongoing monthly basis.
I've kind of gone hard for Doug Wood and Kevin Tinter and other people, so I've also done some members only where we did some really long streams on some conferences. That's the reason we play kazoos on my channel, but we're not playing kazoos tonight for Brandy Lee.
We can earn between $2.50 and $10 or whatever it says in the comp plan, that we can earn something on an ongoing residual, ongoing basis, month after month after month after month after month. Now, the company has freely disclosed the various things that are less encouraging.
Do you follow Aaron B's? I'm sure you do. Aaron has covered the woods a lot. Doug I went to school with.
Have not done an especially good job at describing some things that are incredibly encouraging. I mean, you folks have heard exactly nothing about this, right? Absolutely nothing. There's some incredibly encouraging things the company hasn't said yet. For their own wisdom and choices and reasons, they're choosing not to say anything about that for 5 more days. The first, and that's fine. It's coming up really soon.
Interesting. I know they've been doing a lot of their videos in this like tower and stuff recently, but yeah, I know they've got a lot of different financial things going on.
And this next component over here, from the date of my first involvement, and Anthony, you and I have had enough conversations. I don't recall specifically if you and I have had this conversation or not. But from the date of my first involvement, I've been very concerned about the fact that throughout my experience in the direct selling industry, I've always been involved in a company that sells a physical, tangible, consumable product. And so for the last 8 years, involved with a company that offers a non-psychoactive cannabis product, CBD product. And so, Anthony, now imagine for a moment that you're not making any money in the business, like them, but that the product is helping you. It's helping you because maybe it helps you sleep, or it's helping you because it reduces inflammation. You don't have as much joint pain. Maybe it's reducing anxiety, whatever it is. You're not making any money, but the product helps you. Well, then it's not a crazy thing to keep buying it, even if you're not making money, right? But now we get to this company. We don't have a physical, tangible product. And so what has been described as the way to fund this comp plan component was what? The ongoing monthly maintenance, which has been described as what? A technology fee or a marketing fee. Okay? You can call it technology, you can call it marketing. That's another way of saying you're paying $50 a month for air.
Wendy.
Because there isn't something showing up in your mailbox that you can use, right? And so what if you became a DBO, but you're not yet making any money? Then that means your actual result is the exact same as if you were a TCM, except if you're a DBO.
You couldn't have made this up, that this looks exactly like what writing on an Etch-a-Sketch looks like. I wanted to take a bath over an hour ago, but I'm too invested. The amount of tea in this video, holy crap. As someone who is Canadian, I can buy CBD products from dispensaries without buying into an MLM. Yep. All the quiet parts are out loud.
You got a $50 a month maintenance fee. Well, so my exact reality has been that we have to create strategies that cause literally everyone to become a manager in their...
Yeah, so basically, Jack, there's a credit card out there called Tranzact Card. And for every, let's say you buy a pen for $1, then... More drum, please. You buy a pen for $1, you get Z-Bucks. You get $1 worth of Z-Bucks. The Z-Bucks you can only use in the Z store. Up until this point, the Z store has had awful stuff in it. And they're saying there's gonna get better stuff in there. And if you have recruited people, those swiping of the cards should have given you money. However, they've not been able to swipe any cards up to this point because they don't have a bank. So they did this Evermore program to be able to get some type of benefit from credit cards that you already have, but those aren't giving any points to the uplines, from what I understand. And I could have misunderstood all that. But there's no bank, which is a big problem.
First 90 days.
And the intermediary that was supposed to be letting them get access to a bank, they couldn't handle the amount of signups that Tranzact brought to them. They were maybe expecting like 3,500 and they got 38,000. So they were overwhelmed. And so Tranzact still has no bank.
Because if they don't, they're going to click off maintenance.
Oh my God.
And then this does not truly become a permanent source of income. And so once again,
heads up, I'm about to play drums again. If I can. Can I play it?
Like that. I said the company has done some incredibly good things. They just haven't said them. They've done something incredibly good here, and they haven't said it.
Yep, and we covered the data breach earlier in the stream. And in that, I would say, like, there's banks and stuff that banks have data breaches often, CIA, government, energy companies, because of hackers. Amount of responsibility I put on hackers. Second tier I put on potentially if your system isn't what it's supposed to be, the company itself. And it's an MLM, so, but
And I unfortunately can't say anything about it right now, except to say, kind of, I'll parrot back what I said again last night because Malin was on with me. Therefore, she's already heard me say it, and she didn't tell me afterwards that I was wrong to do it. I can tell you that the company will introduce a market basket of valuable services. When you pay that $50 maintenance, you will receive the market basket of valuable services. And Anthony, most people are going to find that the $50 they pay for those services, they're already...
Why is he still talking to Anthony? Is this a one-on-one Zoom call?
spending somewhere in their budget. So that $50, instead of being another budget item to pay the marketing and technology fee, will be a transfer of spending inside their budget. They're already spending the $50. But now they'll spend the $50 to get the market basket of goods from our company, the market basket of services, and that will then make them active. That will meet the maintenance requirement. And so instead of paying $50 for marketing technology or air, spending $50 for a market basket of goods that you will use on a monthly basis that you're already using, and that then qualifies you in the comp plan. It's not a little bit better, it's incredibly better. And so with that introduction, you see, that is what funds this part, because no maintenance has been charged up until now. And by the way, the company kind of tipped their hat a few days ago, because what they say, they sent out an email that said the $50 maintenance is not going to be charged, right? That's what they said. Well, a critical thinker might have said, well, if the maintenance is not being charged, then that means this income component can't be paid. You know, people got all excited about the maintenance not being charged. They didn't stop and think, well, wait a minute, that means that one of the most important comp plan components can't be paid. But in fact, it can, because of the program that we introduced on February 1st. Now, again, I can't go any further without getting myself into trouble. But there are two incredibly important, dramatically exciting things which make our current offering not just equal to, but substantially better than the offering that I said yes to on June 15th of last year. That is this one, and it is the way that we fund this. This then starts spitting out income in the...
Yes, I can. 1.7 thousand views. Sorry, my magic eraser. So he gets views. He must have a decent sized team. And it was 4 days ago. Comprehensive Tranzact Card update and strategy.
A February commission month. This starts spitting out income the very first week of February. If one forgets what we do not have and focuses on what we do have here and here and here, I promise you that combination of things can create a greater income for you than had you qualified at the various ranks in the community bonus pool. And when the community bonus pool does come along, that will simply be adding bounce to everything else that is in the comp plan.
YouTube's pretty good about bots. It could be bots, but if you were going to pay for bots, you would want it to be a higher amount of views because you'd want it to be pushed out within the first 24 hours. 1.7 seems reasonable, especially since there were 1,000 people on the Zoom call earlier that we snuck into. There seems to be some interest in this, and his wording for his video might have gotten a lot of attention from people who are actually looking into Tranzact, because we know there are some. I am visualizing him drawing this on his Etch-a-Sketch. Anthony, what we originally promised is illegal, so we are trying to keep it shady enough so we don't get caught. He might be screening comments. There might have just been people lurking, watching, and then deciding.
Now, I want to specifically reiterate this thought. We must have the Tranzact card itself in play. Why? Because the Tranzact card itself is what creates the interchange fees. The interchange fees are what float the boat down here. And if you go back to why am I in this business? And of course, this call is about you, not about me, but why am I in this business? Yeah. I am not in this business because of this. I'm not in this business because of this. I'm not in this business because of this. I am in this business.
Charlene, on the call earlier that we snuck into, there were 1,000 people on that Zoom call.
Business because in my life, Anthony, the biggest organization I built had 68,000 people with their credit card on file receiving a product month after month after month after month. And that was 68,000 people in a market that was a cholesterol reduction market, basically a $40 billion annual sales market. That's 68,000 people on SmartShip. That was the penetration that I had in a $4 billion annual market. That produced.
Can we stop with the word, like just all the words, the thrust, I don't know. I'm sure Brandy Lee has all the words listed that are sassy. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. They've had up to 5,000 on corporate update Zooms. Interesting. Egads, I didn't lick the stream. Oh no. Where is it?
Lick the stream.
Oh no, the penetration. Oh my god. Yes, 1,000 people on the Zoom call that we snuck into. Well, obviously 999 because I wasn't supposed to be there. And Charlene's saying there's been up to 5,000 on the corporate Zoom calls. updates.
Produced for me steadily and consistently $3 million in annual income. Now, instead of having a market where I could potentially appeal to 68,000 people who are in a $40 billion market. Now, Anthony, we're talking about a market that is $2 trillion transacted on a debit card every single year in the United States. And correctly so, our company is focused on its strengths. What is the strength? $2 trillion in debit cards. Our company is issuing debit cards. Do yourself a quick Google search and you will find out that 61% of people in America currently carry credit card debt. Those 61% of people don't have money on a debit card that they can use to buy things. They are paying their minimum balance or whatever they can pay, and they're using a credit card. And so now, Anthony, we have access to all of those people who could use a debit card. They can also use a credit card. And all those people who don't have cash, but who are floating, who are currently just keeping the balls in the air on credit card debt, we have access to help those people. And over the course of, and by the way, it's inevitable. I know exactly where this will work. I'll tell you over and over and over again, I'm not going to tell you when the debit cards are coming out. I'm not telling you when the debit card's coming out. I'm not telling you when the debit card's coming out. And I'll get 10 messages after this. Hey,
he's like circling the one that this is his NDA box up here. This is his NDA box. He said $4.95 to start out. He only had to sign up 3 people, and signing up 3 people gave him a rebate of $4.95, which he said wasn't capital. And then he said it was capital later on in the stream. And he's saying, I'm not telling you when the debit card's coming out. Apparently, there's a debit card coming out.
Hey, Randy, what date of the debit card's coming out? That's the way it works. I know. I love you all, because I would be one of those guys probably saying the same thing. This is the way that I answer. What I can tell you is the debit cards are coming out, period. And I'm telling you that I would really appreciate it.
Oh, I don't either. I put the Etch-a-Sketch on there because I thought it was hilarious how close it was to an Etch-a-Sketch drawing. And now I kind of want to do this for Zoom calls. I just need to figure out the sizing because I could do this. And then I could do copy paste. And I could just have the guy be bigger. I should have done this for y'all. I'm sorry. I keep like just doing the bare minimum and I'm like, that was selfish. Sorry. It was an accident. I want him to come above. There, now you can see Randy. That's kind of better. And I can round the corners. And I can put a little color around it so it's easier to see. I will do white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, all right. Sorry about that. Oh, you're good.
If you don't ask me when, anytime between now and 6 months. And between now and then, you'll already have it. Okay, that is the truth. And there's nothing I can do to accelerate it. I want us to be focused on what makes us money now. And I do not want us to be focused on what cannot make us money now. I don't see any logic to that whatsoever.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to glance quickly at the chat screen and see what the questions are here. We don't know.
Could you make it like 16 by 9 aspect ratio? Because I'm going to probably have to stretch this one out. Because I need it to be like the whole frame, the whole stream size. 1920 by 1280. 1080, sorry. I was thinking 1280 by 7, whatever the number is. Does he mean commission paid to commission to a prepaid debit card? Yes, I think he does.
Log it in. It's the Evermore program as a standalone program. The Evermore program is linked to the Tranzact Card account. The next one. Overview's already shown that don't include the $50 fee. That is fine. Yeah, the $50 fee has already been canceled, and it doesn't. And nobody's going to have the $50 fee because of the program being introduced. Okay, so again, none of us need to worry about the $50 technology and maintenance fee. That is being replaced with something different. To be determined, announced after February 1st. How to answer the question? Prospects are currently watching these corporate overviews. The fees are gone. I mean, the question is, Daniel says, he specifically said that the fees are gone. The fees are gone. I said the same thing. That ongoing fee is not there. It is being replaced with a market basket of goods. Once again, it says here, nothing clear is said yet. I want to be as clear as I possibly can. The fact is that $50 marketing and technology fee will not be there. It will be replaced with a market basket of goods. That is that same amount of money. It will feel, I'm hoping that it feels to most people like there is no cost, because why? Because they're already spending that $50 on something else. And so very specifically, that should not be confusing. Are DBOs still going to be franchises? I can't speak to that. I'm not going to. That remains in attorney's hands, and I don't know. Will there be new videos to share? There is nothing about what's going on right now that will make me change any of my marketing content. I mean, the materials, I just created an entire, and Carol says, so Carol, what would happen? She asks, is the market basket of goods you can choose from, will that be an option to choose or not? Yes, you don't have to. If you don't, I mean, what will happen, Carol, is if you don't, then there will not be something that activates this comp plan component. And so, no, you don't have to buy the market basket of goods. If you don't buy the market basket of goods, it is that market basket of goods that makes you eligible to receive this income component. The very same as where you're not paying the $50 technology fee, you would not be eligible for that income component. And so for one who does not want to have this piece of the income, sure enough, that remains completely an option. You don't have to do it. I don't believe that anybody would, if anybody understands that, I'm not imagining people opting out, because once again, this is meant to be a transfer of buying. If you're already spending the $50, Anthony, and now instead you're canceling the various service payments and you're receiving this instead, then it's not really a problem. Is the EM part of the market basket? I don't have a clue what EM is. I'm sorry. That's probably an illustration that I've used. I have no clue what EM is, so I can't answer that. And I think that probably is about as far as I can go tonight. So folks.
Evermore.
I'm sorry?
Evermore.
Oh, Evermore. No. Evermore, totally different thing. Evermore, I can't go any further. This over here is what funds this. Evermore is what funds this. Every dollar of revenue that comes into our compensation plan has a portion of that revenue attributed to fund a comp plan component. And they're all separate. That's important, by the way, from the guidelines of the FTC and so on, as I've talked about being risk averse and staying inside. So no, the Evermore program is not tied to what we're doing over here. The Evermore program is tied to the generation of these commissions. Now, if I have confused.
Oh my God. He really drew on this for an hour.
Anybody, please accept my apologies. What I've tried to do is create clarity in a situation where I acknowledge that there has been a lack of clarity. Perhaps the most important thing that I want you all to know is that I am 100% in. 100% in. The current offering is superior to the offering that I said yes to. If the current offering is not the offering that you said yes to, and is not something that you think is as attractive as what you said yes to, then my suggestion to you is that you stand by. Don't do something that doesn't feel great to you. If you share my enthusiasm for the current offering, do it with energy. If you don't, then wait until the card is introduced and then do it with energy. But don't do anything in a half-hearted way. Understand it, love it, and if you love it, act on it. And if you don't love it, wait until the company introduces that which you do act on. Okay? That is my guidance. That's my best suggestions and wishes for you all. Tuesday night, I'll do a business presentation at my home. I will live stream that. This is the last iteration of this conversation. I now switch gears completely to building the business. I'm all done talking about what we don't have, and I start effective now talking about what we do have. And the absolute greatest expression of leadership that any of you can have is to go out and ring the bell financially. Proof of income is the lubrication that greases the wheels of all productivity in our business.
Lubrication?
And, it will only take a few people providing a little bit of proof, a few people creating a little bit of evidence that the current offering is in fact superior to the offering that we said yes to months ago. And this will start getting fun again pretty soon. So folks, accept my apologies for anything I've said along the way that wound up not being 100% accurate. It was never my intention. My sincere and humble apologies for that. And I promise you I've learned my lessons, and I will not repeat something that I don't dig deeply enough into to know what the facts are. So that being said, everybody, God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening. Keep me posted as to how I can best help, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Randy.
He's got 2,420 subscribers on his channel. So he has a chunk of people. Oh my gosh. What is this?
Hey. Hi to my friends in Poland and Europe. I wish I could speak your language, and I appreciate my friend 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐓𝐅𝐔𝐋 for doing some interpretation for me. You know, about 15 years ago, I had a remarkable experience. I was speaking at a direct selling convention in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I received a knock at my door. And when I received a knock at the door, I went and I looked out through a little keyhole, and there was a face I didn't know or recognize, and that face was 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐓𝐼𝐍𝐃. And he knocked on my door, and now, of course, he speaks English fluently, but at that time did not, and said in kind of broken, halting English, "Randy, would you come to Poland and help bring a network marketing company to Poland and help me succeed?" And, 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐔𝐆𝐇𝐓𝅅 Show has since that time emerged into one of the dear friends in my life and also one of the great leaders in the direct selling network marketing business. When 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐔 called me again and said, "Randy, will you come and participate in a leadership function and teach people how to do what you do and what we've done together so well?" Of course, my answer was yes. Specifically, 𝐓𝐿 asked me to make this little video and tell you what I would be teaching. And the fact is, it's March 20th to 24th. That's a long ways from now. I can't tell you exactly what I'll be thinking about on March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. What I can tell you is that some 33 years ago, I said yes to this industry. I chose to be willing to be taught. I sought out leadership. I was taught by some of the best in this industry how to not waste time, effort, energy, and money. I was taught how to be profitable and efficient. And finally, one day, I learned how to make certain that my successes were born of the widespread successes of other people. Eradicating financial scarcity gives me joy.
Eradicating financial scarcity gives me joy. Okay.
Eradicating financial scarcity.
Good night, Chris. Why is he matching the fireplace? I don't know. Maybe he likes that pattern.
Widespread scale gives me joy. Helping other people learn, grow, develop, and become.
That is a multi-million-dollar home he's in.
All that they must in order to get the key to the lock of success, whatever that means to them. Those are the things that I work towards. And I find that there are a handful of things that contribute to joy in life. And financial results are one of those things, certainly not all of them. This is a mechanism that allows one to create positive financial results as a result of creating positive life skills. And that's what I work on. So I look forward to seeing you. Hope you'll be there.
So he's doing a stream right now in his house. It's Tuesday night. Oh my God, he draws on his screen all the time. We have an Etch-a-Sketch consultant. We have an Etch-a-Sketch consultant. Let's go. Oh my God. Yes, yes, yes.
Etch-a-Sketch for life. I'm downloading this whole channel.
Oh my God. Look at all these. Oh, he draws all the time. Let me take this off for just... Gosh dang it. No. Please hold. Sorry. Nope, those are my Etch-a-Sketches. Is it down here? Yes. Look how much he draws. We haven't. Sorry, I was on the wrong screen. Oh my God. Canaway? He was in Canaway before. MJNA response to DEA. The mechanics of money in Canaway. Oh my God. He made a ton of money then. Look at all these. We've got to download this whole channel. He's going to turn him private, I bet. Hold on. Home. Videos. Copy. All right. I know that was a lot. 2 hours, 37 minutes. Low-key, that's kind of genius. He stands out, and I've never seen anyone else do that before. Correct. I'm not sure why he mentioned the broken English. I'm not sure. What is Canaway? I'm sure it's a multi-level... It is a CBD MLM. And he kept bringing it up. I wonder if he's still in. You think he could still be in since they're not CBD MLM? Should we cover it? Not tonight, obviously. Thanks for hanging out. If you are a little confused about what Tranzact is, I'll just do my little intro one more time if you came in late. If it's really short, don't worry. Okay, so the Tranzact card appears to be a bank card that provides its users with a unique rewards system. For every dollar spent using the Tranzact card, the user receives a matching 𝐓𝐇𝐎𝐔𝐆𝐇𝐓𝐅𝐔𝐋. These 𝐓𝐶bucks are meant to double the user's buying power either within a specific network or for certain products and services. The concept is positioned as enhancing both spending and saving power for the cardholders. However, alongside the promotional material, there are multiple red flags associated with the Tranzact card. There have been claims labeling it as a possible multi-level marketing scam, with reports of unauthorized credit card transactions and a focus on recruitment or earning money through referrals rather than the card's financial services. This skepticism is based on user testimonies and discussions from sources like LinkedIn, Reddit, and YouTube. Given this context, while the Tranzact card markets itself as an innovative financial product designed to benefit its members with a rewarding spending experience, potential users should exercise caution and conduct thorough research, considering the concerning feedback available online and what we heard tonight. In other words, don't join an MLM, please. Thanks so much. I'll see y'all next time. Definitely follow Julie Anderson and others who are covering the Tranzact stuff. And I'll be back tomorrow for more fluffery. Okay, where's my outro? Goodbye.